God, in all my years, this is the most embarrassed I've been. So that means you don't like me? I do! I don't! I do! I just... Before I could say another word, my phone rang, telling me that I'd won the case. My mom was finally off my back, and for some reason that made me oddly confident. So where were we? The dinner. You like me? Yes, yes, yes to everything. But before we do that, let's catch up for some ice cream. It's been long.
My phone had been buzzing nonstop with messages from boys in my class, asking my plans for the summer. I put it aside as I decided what I was going to wear to my university admissions interview. Anyway, I already had a pretty great boyfriend, Louis, and I had much more important things to focus on than these random boys. Hi, I'm Mia, and my life in high school was just perfect. I had all the boys in class buzzing around me, telling me how gorgeous I was. That's probably because of my Italian genes from grandma. It turns out I inherited something else from her too, and my life became a nightmare overnight. The day of my interview, as I waited outside the dean's office, I felt excited and anxious. It was time. I saw two men coming out of the office and walking my direction. I looked at their faces, and suddenly I felt terror grip me. They had the faces of demons, and they were staring right at me. I panicked and got out of that office as fast as I could. I heard one of them laughing, saying, "I told you that beard makes you look scary. Look what you've done to the poor girl." Scared out of my wits, I ran home to tell Mom. When I walked into the living room, I cried out, "Mom, you won't believe what happened." Just then, I noticed a devil woman sitting next to her on the sofa. Mom asked me to say hello to her new friend, and I just went crazy. I screamed, "Mom, get away from her! She's going to hurt you!" Mom looked horrified and angry. "Mia, what is wrong with you? Go to your room. I'll deal with you later. Go now." After a while, she came to my room where I was hiding under the sheets, and I told her about the interview and what I'd seen. She sat down slowly on the bed, her face pale. She said, "This is impossible. They said it's one case in millions." Completely confused, I asked, "What are you talking about, Mom?" She told me that my problem was called prosopophobia, which means fear of new faces. The what phobia? Mom explained that Grandma suffered from the same condition. She saw monsters and demons in the faces of strangers. I had just always assumed she was senile. Her symptoms started to appear when she was older. That's why she lives in a special care home, and only people she recognizes can visit her. My head was spinning. Would I become a prisoner just like grandmother? All I could think about was Louis. So I called him and told him about what had happened to me. He came over straight away, and I burst into tears when I saw him. "I can't believe this is happening. What am I going to do, Louis?" He held me close and said he would help me get over this. Maybe it was just my nerves? I always feel relaxed at the park. I need to be around people so I can feel normal again. He promised that he would go with me every day. The first day was straight from hell. Each time I looked up, I saw bloodthirsty faces. I could hardly bear it. But Louis stayed close to me the whole time. One day, Louis told me to sit tight while he got us some ice cream. And suddenly I heard a familiar voice. He said, "Hey, gorgeous. Fancy bumping into you here. Want some company?" It was so good to see someone who didn't look like a monster, even if it was this annoying guy from school. Laughing, I said, "How many times do I have to tell you I have a boyfriend?" He said, "Well, you look like the kind of girl who could have two." Ew, so sleazy. Just then he said, "Oh hey, meet my cousin." And before I could say anything, a strange guy popped up in front of me. He said, "Oh, you're the girl he's always talking about. Ciao, Bella." "Demon!" I screamed. "Get away from me, you hideous ogre!" He said, "What are you, crazy? I literally have hundreds of girls watching my Insta stories every day just to see me brush my hair." Louis came running back and took me away quickly. I was really shaken and refused to go anywhere for a couple of weeks. Louis came by to see me a few times, but he seemed distant. I couldn't help thinking that maybe he was getting tired of my condition. One day I texted him that I'd like to try going to the park again, and he came to pick me up. While we were sitting on a bench, a woman called out his name. Louis told me not to look around as there were many people there, and he said he'd be right back. But he kept me waiting for a really long time. By now, my curiosity was getting the better of me. I squinted my eyes so I couldn't see anyone too clearly, and turned around. There was Louis, sitting on a bench not too far away, with some leggy blonde in a red dress. When he finally came back, I asked him who she was. "Oh, just my elderly neighbor. She only wanted to say hello." I felt really angry, but stayed quiet on the drive home. That was definitely not the voice or the legs of an old woman. When I went back home, I saw Dad's car parked outside. I walked into the living room and he hugged me tight, saying he'd been out of town and had come to see me as soon as he could. He said, "Honey, Why don't you come stay with me for a while? Maybe the change will do you some good. Dad lived on the opposite side of town, and I was pretty sure Louis wouldn't come and see me there. And I really wanted to find out if he was cheating on me. The next day, I just decided to confront him. I asked Mom to drive me to his place. Just when we were a couple of houses away, Mom and I saw him exchanging a long kiss with that blonde girl from the park. And then they both got in his car and drove away. Mom was beyond furious. How dare he! Never in a million years will he be so lucky as to find someone as beautiful and smart as my Bambina. If he ever comes around our place again, I'm going to box his ears. I was hurt and shocked. But more than that, I was angry. I wasn't going to spend any time being miserable over this jerk who was making a fool out of me. When we got home, I packed my bags and told Dad to come pick me up. I needed to get away for a while. Louis kept calling and texting me the next day, and I finally picked up his call. I said, "What?" He said, "Whoa, who woke up on the wrong side of the bed today? You want to try going to the mall, babe?" I said, "Can't. I've moved to Dad's for a while. Why don't you ask that old neighbor you were kissing outside your house yesterday?" There was a shocked silence on the phone, and then he started laughing. He said, "Looks like your condition is getting worse, babe. Are you hallucinating now?" I said, "Louis, you're a horrible, cheating liar, and we are done." He said, "Oh yeah? I'm kinda tired of your whole attention-seeking drama anyway. Good luck. Hope you get rid of your imaginary friends soon. Maybe then we'll talk." I hung up and threw the phone on the bed. How had I not known all along that he was such a child? I tried to keep myself busy, but it was hard with me stuck at home with 0 friends. And I'd also missed my shot at going to university that year. Dad said I had to focus on getting better. I could always try again later. But I had no clue how I'd ever be able to live a normal life again. Mom called me one day to check up on me, and suddenly asked if I remembered Mike from my last school. Of course I did. He was probably my first ever crush. I had journals with Mike and hearts scribbled all over. Mom said she'd bumped into him the other day, and he'd asked about me, and she'd told him all about my condition. He said he wants to connect with you, so I gave him your number. I was kind of excited to hear from him. Sure enough, a day later, he sent me a message. "Hey, it's Mike. I hope you're doing okay. It's been so long since we've seen each other." And from then on, we started talking every day. My heart would skip a beat every time I got a message from him. I was totally falling for Mike. When it was time for me to leave Dad's place and go back to Mom's, Mike said he'd love to come and see me. There was nothing I wanted more than to see him, but I was so afraid I'd see him as a monster, and it would ruin everything between us. The next evening before his visit, I was pacing the living room nervously when the doorbell rang. Mom smiled at me and went to open the door. My heart was pounding, and I thought I was about to faint. What would I see instead of Mike's face? I closed my eyes as soon as I heard him enter the room. I felt him gently take my hand. His grasp was strong and warm, and he smelled so good. He said, "Hey, Mia, open your eyes. There's nothing to be afraid of." I did, and jumped back a little when I saw his face was covered with a mask and his eyes with sunglasses. He said, "I thought if you get to know me better, it'll be easier for you to see my face as it really is. Until then, I'll keep the mask and glasses on." We started dating, and I'd never been happier. We would go to the park or for a walk by the beach, and even though I still couldn't look up at anyone directly, I felt less afraid with Mike. One day, Mom was really tired and needed groceries for dinner, so I offered to go by myself. She refused, but I insisted that I'd been feeling so much better lately, and I wanted to face my fears. I kept my baseball cap on and made sure I didn't look at anyone directly as I picked up the things I needed. When I made it to the counter and the cashier handed me my change, I made the huge mistake of looking up at his face. Oh my God, he's terrifying. I felt like the walls were closing in around me. I had to get out of here. I left my grocery bags at the counter and dashed out of the store. I couldn't stop crying and was trying to catch my breath. I leaned against the wall and with shaking hands, I started to dial Mom's number. Just then, a familiar voice called out to me. "Long time no see, Bellissima. What's wrong?" "Louis." He tried to hug me, but I pushed him away. Just then, to my relief, I heard Mike's voice. "Hey, you okay? Is this guy bothering you?" Louis turned to him and said, "I'm an old friend, jerk." "Mia, what's this freak in a mask?" I took Mike's hand and said, "He's my boyfriend, Louis." Suddenly, Louis started cackling. "Seriously? This guy? Babe, you deserve to be on the arm of someone who's as pretty as you are. Hit me up when you dump this loser." I didn't want to stand there listening to him for another minute. I took Mike's hand and walked away. He said he'd drop by to see me, and when Mom told him I'd gone out alone, he followed me to check up on me. As we walked back home, he said, "Mia, what did the doctors say when you told them about your condition?" I said, "I never went to see a doctor. I already know I have the same phobia as my grandma, and there's no cure." He looked shocked, and said he couldn't believe I never asked for help and that we should go see a specialist as soon as possible. Soon enough, he made an appointment with a doctor, and he and my parents came along with me for the appointment. Once we told the doctor everything, he said that my condition was probably triggered by stress. He said that even though it was a very rare condition, he'd read cases of patients overcoming the phobia. The condition is not really as scary as what you're experiencing. You're letting the fear take over and your mind is exaggerating everything. You have to train yourself to believe that this is not the reality. When we left the doctor's office, I started to feel hopeful that one day, if I kept trying, I would be normal again. Mike squeezed my hand and said he would do everything he could to help. The next day, I got a message from a friend at school, inviting me to a reunion at her place. I decided I'd go. I'd already know everyone there, and there would be no new faces for me to be scared of. Mike was more than happy to go with me, and couldn't stop telling me how gorgeous I looked. I felt like my old confident self tonight. I knew everyone, and it felt so good not to be freaked out by people. They all looked at Mike weirdly, though. I was by the table getting some food when Louis walked over. He said, "Wow, is it just me, or are you just getting more beautiful by the day? I've missed you." And before I knew it, his hand was sliding down my waist, and he was pulling me in for a kiss. I pushed him away with all the force I had, and he landed on the table and knocked all the food over. I screamed, "What is the matter with you? Stay away from me!" Everybody was staring at us in stunned silence. Louis looked humiliated and furious as his friends helped him up. I grabbed Mike's hand and we left the party. I was still really worked up when we got home. Mike held my hand and tried to calm me down, and I felt a bit better. I was about to get out of the car, but he didn't let go of my hand. He said softly, "You look so beautiful tonight. I really want to kiss you." My heart was racing. I said, "Mike, I want that too, but I'm not ready to see your face yet." He said, "Well, maybe you are. You won't know till you try. The doctor said you're letting your fear exaggerate things." I pulled my hand away angrily. All my anger and frustration bubbled over. "You think I'm making this up too, don't you? Just like Louis. Nobody really understands what I'm going through. Just leave me alone." I burst into tears and ran inside. The next day, I felt terrible for what I'd said to Mike. I knew I'd been unfair, and he had done nothing but support me. I called him a couple times, but he didn't pick up. While I was crying and watching a video on my favorite YouTube channel, My Story Animated, about a girl who kept mixing up faces, the bell rang. No one was home, and I ran downstairs, hoping it was Mike. It was Louis. I shouted, "Seriously? What do I have to do to get rid of you?" He said, "Listen, I just came to apologize for last night. I have a surprise for you." And before I could even react, 4 girls came in right behind him. I screamed when I saw their faces. They looked like banshees straight out of a horror movie. I cried and curled up into a ball with my eyes shut when I heard the door bang open. Mike shouted, "What do you think you're doing, you lunatic?" I couldn't help it. I looked up. "I'm getting a restraining order against you. Don't ever let me catch you near Mia again." Louis scrambled away like a scared rabbit while Mike came to me and hugged me. I held on to him, crying. Mike said, "I'm sorry, Mia. I shouldn't have tried to force you to do anything you weren't ready for. I only want to help you get better, as long as it takes." I said, "I don't know if I can overcome this. I feel like it's going to control my life forever." Mike said, "People aren't all bad like Louis. The world is full of good people, like me and you. Look at the good side of people. No one wants to hurt you, Mia." His words were so reassuring. I instantly felt better. Mike told me when I was ready, he'd take me to the amusement park. "We'll have great fun. Think about it. I know you can do this." "Yes, I'll do it. Sitting here and not doing anything scares me more than seeing monsters." The next day, Mike took me to the amusement park. As we entered the park, hand in hand, I felt a marvelous strength in me. I raised my head, believing from deep inside me that I'd overcome my fear. I looked around me. Everyone's faces still seemed distorted, but this time, it was different. I was still a little scared, but the fear wasn't controlling me. I could control it. As we sat on the Ferris wheel, I looked over at Mike and felt like the luckiest girl in the world to have someone like him by my side. I whispered, "Hey Mike, I think I'm ready to see your face." With a deep breath, he took his mask and glasses off. I gasped. I'd never seen a guy with such beautiful green eyes and that gorgeous dimpled face. I started crying. "I can see you! I don't see a monster! I see your face, Mike!" He said, "I knew you would!" He pulled me close, and we had the most magical kiss, high up in the sky.
And I opened the door to find the most gorgeous boy ever standing outside.
Hello, I'm Eric. We got some of your mail. I came to return it.
I just stared at him, dumbstruck, feeling acutely aware of how terrible I looked. Just then, Meredith pushed me out of the way.
Hey, thanks. You're such a lifesaver. Haven't seen you around before.
I just moved into the house across the street.
The big white one with the quadruplets?
Yeah, they're my brothers.
What? No, they can't be related to you. They're very unattractive.
Meredith, can't you ever sugarcoat anything?
I am sugarcoating. Did I call them ugly ogres?
I am so sorry.
It's okay. People have this reaction often. I'll see you girls around.
He flashed his beautiful smile at us and then left.
Wow, Eric stole his brother's luck, the schoolboy's luck, the neighborhood boy's luck, and his mother's and his father's luck, and the whole town's.
I agree. He's beautiful. I hope he's smart and funny and kind too. I'm sure he is. I'd never believed in love at first sight till I met Eric. Okay, maybe love is an exaggeration, but I was crushing on him hard. Freddie, how does this purple dress look on me?
Claire, what the? You can't just come in without knocking? What if I wasn't wearing a towel?
Well, you are, so unclench your butt. Now, what do you think about the dress?
Hey, Freddie, I want your opinion on this red dress. Oh, hi, Claire. I didn't know you were here.
Have some respect for my privacy.
What are you talking about? Actually, I don't care. Now tell me, I look hot, right? Of course I look hot. I could wear a potato sack and I'd look hot. I can do hot in my sleep.
What's the dress for?
The party at Eric's place? What, did you think you're the only one who got invited?
The red's a bit much for a casual housewarming party, no?
Yeah, you're right. It's more of a second date dress. Thanks, I'll look for something else. And your dress looks lovely.
I am not your sister, and you can't treat me like this. I am a man.
Okay, thanks for the news flash. Come on, Claire, let's go before Freddie has a heart attack.
The party was coming up soon, but I knew there would be many guests, and I wouldn't really get a chance to talk to Eric then. So, I decided to drop by to borrow some sugar one evening. But my heart sank when I spotted Meredith and Eric in the kitchen, and they were kissing. I couldn't believe that witch. It was so obvious I was crushing on Eric, wasn't it?
Can you give me some mashed potatoes, Claire?
I lifted a spoonful and threw it straight at her face.
Claire, what the heck?
Oh, I'm sorry. You didn't want them on your face? You should have been clearer then.
You got a problem with me?
What a genius. Since you're so smart, I'm sure you already knew I liked Eric, but you went after him anyway. Yeah, I saw you two kissing.
Oh my God, what? You like Eric? I had no idea. You should have been clearer too.
Cut it out, okay? You knew.
Did not.
Okay, so now that you know, will you stop seeing him?
No, duh.
Are you really into him?
Not really. I barely know him, but he's cute and rich and he likes me. You did see that he was kissing me back, right?
I flung another dollop of mashed potato straight in her eye and stormed off. Fine, that jerk could have Eric. I wasn't even gonna go to the party now. But on the night of the party, when I heard music floating from across the street, I couldn't help myself. Eric had just known Meredith for 2 days. This battle wasn't over yet. I knew I looked smoking hot as I marched up to Eric and Meredith in her stupid red dress. She looked furious to see me before she turned sickly sweet.
Oh, hi. I thought you were unwell and not coming, honey. How are you doing now, honey?
I'm good, honey. How are you, honey?
I'm great, honey. Do you like my honey, honey?
What honey? Honey?
The honey, honey.
I see no honey. Honey?
What's happening here?
Don't worry about it. Let's go get some honey, honey.
We don't have any honey, Meredith.
Honey! You ruined it. You should have ended the sentence with honey.
Don't mind her, Eric. You already know she's rude, and she has a vile temper. She once tried stealing money from an old lady and kicked her hard when she resisted.
Oh, so that's how it's gonna be, huh? Eric, did you know that Claire is so dumb? I told her when we were kids that if she ate bluebells, her eyes would turn blue like mine. She ate a bunch and then pooped her pants in school.
Didn't Meredith tell you she used to fart in the neighbor's jacuzzi just because they said they liked me more than her? It went on for a month.
Oh, how about the time you dropped Mom's toothbrush in the toilet and just put it right back? Imagine someone being so awful to their own mother.
Meredith has a boyfriend who works in a mental institution, and he steals the patient's clothes from there for her. Imagine doing that to sick people.
Claire keeps acting like she doesn't know her best friend is in love with her, and she keeps using him for his money.
What? Are you talking about Fred? I've never used him, and he's not in love with me.
Oh, please. A blind person can see Freddie's been in love with you since day one.
Shut up!
You shut up.
How about you shut the heck up?
Not till you shut up first.
I pushed Meredith out of my way, but I ended up pushing a little too hard and she crashed straight into the punch bowl. She got up and charged me, and we landed straight on the food table. As Eric was trying to pull us apart, Freddie suddenly ran in.
Claire, Meredith, stop! Your mom, she isn't okay. You gotta come now.
We ran outside to see Mom unconscious and being wheeled into an ambulance. Since Freddie's dad was a neurosurgeon, he took Mom's case and ran tests for weeks to discover that she had some inflammation in her brain for unknown reasons, which had sent her into a coma. Freddie's dad decided to enter her name in a clinical trial for rare brain diseases since she met all the criteria. But what's it gonna cost us?
We take one pro bono case for the trial, but there will still be other hospital expenses. And you girls will have to figure out something soon. Do you have any relatives?
We had to contact our grandparents, but to our surprise, Mom didn't even have their numbers saved in her phone. All we had was a framed picture with their names signed at the back. Freddie offered to hire a private investigator, and within a week, he said they'd been found and were flying over to see us. But I couldn't help noticing as they got out of the cab that they didn't look rich at all.
Those paupers are our grandparents?
They're definitely the people from the picture.
Why do Grandma's shoes look like something out of a museum? And Grandpa's coat is missing 3 buttons.
The old lady hobbled towards us and hugged us tight.
Oh, girls, it's so good to see you. We had no idea we had granddaughters till yesterday.
You look nothing like our son, though.
Your son? No, we're your daughter's kids.
Oh, honey, we don't have a daughter. The private investigator who tracked us down did say our daughter was looking for us, but we just assumed that was our son who ran away from home 18 years ago. He was always saying he'd change into a woman one day.
What? Our mom used to be a man?
No, this is crazy. Look at this picture. Does this woman look anything like your son?
Our son is ugly, and I remember this woman. Alfred, you remember this beautiful lady came to stay at our motel many years ago? She disappeared suddenly one night, and the next day some mafia men turned up looking for her.
Ah, yes. Those men kept turning up for weeks. They seemed like bad news. I'm happy to hear the lady is okay.
So, you're not her parents? Then why does she have this picture of you guys?
She took it from the motel. I don't know why. I'm so tired, dear. Can I rest for a little while?
No, if you're not our rich grandparents, you gotta go. Taxi!
Meredith sent them packing immediately, and we just stood staring at each other.
When was Mom in a motel? And why were there bad men after her?
She told us all our lives these random people are our grandparents. What else has she been lying about? Apparently, a lot of things. When we checked out if she had any health insurance, she couldn't be found in the system. I went to the diner where she'd been working for years to see if the manager could help, only to find out that no one there had ever seen her. We had no clue where she'd been going all this time while she was pretending to work, or where she got her salary from. Meredith and I tore up Mom's room looking for more clues. We didn't find anything in the closets or under the bed, but I pulled the rug away and came across a loose floorboard. We pried it open to find a laptop and so many fake IDs and passports, all belonging to Mom. Oh my God.
Mom? As a French redhead?
Her hair is black here, and she's Swedish. We opened the laptop, but we couldn't get past the security code. We asked Freddie to come over and told him everything. And when he went over the laptop, he let out a low whistle.
Whoa, this is heavy encryption and insane firewalls. Is your mom from the CIA or something? Have you ever seen her using this laptop?
Yeah, I have once, but she told me she borrowed it from a friend to watch Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
Who is this woman?
We really had no idea, except that her hair dye started fading soon, and we discovered she was a natural blonde. We still desperately needed the money and contemplated selling the house, but we couldn't even find any documents for it. For the first time in my life, I felt overwhelmed and completely out of ideas. Then one night, as Meredith and I were sitting on the porch, Freddie joined us, looking grim.
I need to tell you guys something about the clinical trial. There's only a 50% chance that your mom will get the drug that could make her well.
What do you mean? Doesn't everyone get the drug?
No, half the patients get a placebo drug. Oh god, I did something really wrong. I checked the files of everyone on the clinical trial, and your mom has been assigned the placebo drug. She's not gonna get the treatment.
So that's it? We're just gonna sit back and watch, knowing there's no chance of her getting better? Make your dad give her the drug!
I can't. Dad would lose his medical license if anyone thought he interfered with the trial.
Then why did you even tell us, Freddie?
Freddie looked at me silently. He told us because he and his dad can't do anything, but we can.
Whatever you plan, I can't be part of it, but you have to do it soon. The trial starts next week.
Thank you, Freddie. You don't know what this means to us.
Of course. I'd do anything for you, Claire.
For the first time, I saw what had maybe been so obvious all along. Freddie was in love with me, and I was about to use it to my advantage. Hi there, I'm June, and today for My Story Animated, I'm going to tell you about the bizarre story of how my family convinced me I was in a coma for a year. It all started on my prom night. I was on top of the world. My life was perfect. I had everything I ever wanted and was excited to graduate and start living my adult life. That night, I was glowing. It was no surprise for anyone that I would be the prom queen. And when they announced it, I cried anyway. It was the perfect ending for the perfect high school experience. I was used to being a queen, and I deserved my crown. But as I was climbing the stairs to receive it, I heard a crack. And before I could react, it collapsed to the floor, swallowing me inside. The last thing I remember was hearing the screaming of the others in the room and feeling pain in my entire body. When I woke up, I was in the hospital. My parents and my younger brother were there. They rushed to my side, but they looked gloomy. They looked at each other before I heard my mom saying the last words I ever wanted to hear. She said, "You've been in a coma for a year." I looked at my family seriously at first, but then I started to laugh. "You're kidding me, right?" I looked around the room as I said, "Where are the cameras?" It had to be a joke, but they didn't laugh. They looked concerned. My mom said, "Look, honey, it's a lot to process, but..." "No, there's not. There's nothing to process because you're joking," I replied, although I wasn't laughing either now. They glanced at each other in silence, and my mother started to cry, and it clicked. What? A whole year? What about my prom and my crown and my plans for college? What about my boyfriend? Where was he? I couldn't understand. I couldn't think. I felt suddenly dizzy, and a second later, I threw up. This was not happening. I demanded my mom to give me my phone at once, but she said that the doctor recommended not to deal with the outside reality right now. A whole year had passed, and I needed to take things slow. When I asked about my boyfriend, they said he left for college on the other side of the country. When I asked about my college plans, they said I lost my scholarship. When I asked about my friends, they said they didn't know any, that no one had come to visit me in the past year. And that wasn't even the worst part of it all. When I told them to take me home, my dad said that because they had to pay hospital bills for a year, they now had many debts and they had to sell the house and move to a cheaper neighborhood. We were poor now? This was the most disgusting thing I've ever heard. I would have to go to community college. I threw up again. How could they do this to me? I hated them. But when I shouted at them, my mother began to cry again. My brother got really close to my face and said, "Hey, selfish prick, if anyone is to blame for this, it's you. You had an accident and it was your bills that they had to pay. You should be nothing but grateful to them." I crossed my arms and looked at him as I said, "I'm the victim here. You should be there for me." But he almost shouted, "Look around. We are the only ones that are here for you, so suck it up." As I was in the car on my way to the new, disgusting neighborhood, I couldn't stop thinking about my brother's words. He was a jerk, but he was right about something. Where was everyone? My friends? My boyfriend? I didn't have any flowers in my room or loving letters. I had nothing. I had no one. We arrived at the new house, and it was minuscule. I wanted to throw up again. I couldn't bear to be poor. I hated poverty. And now I would have to live it myself. I got inside and went to my room. At least I would have my things, right? But as I got in, there was nothing there except an old bed and an old desk. "Where's my stuff?" I shouted, trembling. But my mom said they had to sell everything. My TV, my computer, my sound equipment. So I said, what about my pictures, my notebooks, my cheerleading prizes? And she said, we had to throw everything away. None of us kept anything. There was no room for it in this house. This was too much. I yelled, I don't care about your stupid things. You shouldn't have thrown my things away. You shouldn't have even touched them. I hate you. I hate you. I slammed the door and cried on that little bed for hours. Why was this happening to me? I didn't deserve this. Everything I ever did was for the good of others. I was always there for my friends. I helped with the chores at home. I was thankful for the things I had. I was a great student. I am a loving sister. As days passed and I slowly realized how lost and alone I was, I got time to do a lot of insight. Since we were in a neighborhood away from the city now, and Dad used the only car we had for work, I started to go out for long walks. And one day, I saw a group of teens that were hanging around in the park. One of the girls told me to sit with them. They were skating and playing soccer and having fun. Without asking questions, they invited me to play soccer with them. I was really good at sports, so it was my opportunity to show off. But I sucked at it. I got a number of punches of flying balls I couldn't dodge, and I also fell off the skate a couple of times. But instead of laughing at me as my old friends in school would have, they helped me and taught me. I spent hours with them. They seemed like really nice people. I had no idea I could have so much fun without spending money. I got back home and I saw Mom preparing dinner. So I asked her if she needed any help. I didn't know how to cook and I was quickly messing everything up. But instead of punishing me, Mom started to laugh. She pinched my nose with flour and we started a food fight. My brother saw us and came to participate. We teamed up against Mom, and so Dad had to come and help her. The vegetables were flying from one side of the kitchen to the other. We were having so much fun. For the first time in my life, I felt free and happy. I was laughing so hard that my stomach ached. My family was so cool. As days continued to pass, we got used to a new routine of having dinner together. I even learned to cook many different dishes. The doctor said that many patients use cooking as a therapy, and I realized they were right. This was a great therapy. I spent time with my brother too. He continued to go to school while I stayed home. The doctor suggested taking things slowly, and even though I had lost a year and wanted to start college right away, he said it was a bad idea. One of our neighbors was a single mother that was taking care of 5 children. She wanted to sell some items from her home to get money for the kids. We went over there with Mom, and I realized she wouldn't be getting much money for the things she owned, and I felt guilty for my past again. Then she said that those kids weren't even hers, that she was offering her house as a transit foster home. What? She was selling her stuff to help kids that weren't hers? I didn't understand, so I asked her. But she smiled and said she had everything she needed. Everyone in the neighborhood knew what she was doing, so she got donations all the time. Some of the things were piling up, so she wanted to sell them to buy other useful things for the kids. I looked at the kids playing outside. They were cute and loved and happy. This woman had an amazing heart. And then guilt punched me in the face again. My family had lost everything because of me, and instead of thanking them, I shouted hurtful words. I used to have so many useless things, clothes I didn't wear, old toys I never played with. They would do so much good to these kids. The following day, I helped our neighbor to build a website for the things she wanted to sell. I also taught her how to use email and the social networks. It felt good to do the right thing for once. But then, something strange happened. As I created an Instagram account for her, I got tempted and opened my own. The doctor said it wouldn't be a good idea for now, but I couldn't resist. And that's when I saw it. The date. It didn't show a year ahead, but weeks. I got so confused. I started to see my old friends' stories and my boyfriend's. Everyone was talking about summer and the college they were going to go to. What was going on? What was going on? I started to open web pages frantically. Wikipedia, news sites, they all showed the same date, the same news. Only a couple of months had passed since the accident. I grabbed my stomach and threw up, again, in the neighbor's house. So embarrassing. I got out of the house and rushed home. I yelled at my mom so hard. I was so angry. How could they do that to me? They made me sick. My dad and my brother appeared from their rooms and they stood by my mom. I shouted at them. How long was I really in the hospital? And my dad said, 2 weeks. 2 weeks? My mind started to ask frantic questions. What about my home, my room, and my stuff? and Dad said that everything was still there, that they rented this house for the cause. The cause? Was that what they thought this was? My mom got closer to me and said, "I'm sorry, we didn't know what to do. We were losing you." I looked at them and said, "That's ironic because that's exactly what happened. You just lost me." "June, please," my mom begged, but I was furious, out of myself. "Take me home, now," I said. As we were in the car, my mom continued to cry and apologize. She said it was for my own good, that I needed to get a glimpse of reality. But I couldn't listen to her. I was mad. I got inside my room and sighed as I saw all my things were still there, that I had my life back. I took my acceptance letter for college and pushed it against my chest. Classes had already started, but I still had time to go. I opened my closet and saw all of my clothes. For a moment, I thought about those poor kids at the neighbor's house, but I didn't let that affect me. On the very next day, I got dressed and drove to college. But I wasn't feeling as excited as I thought. The car, my clothes, my expensive backpack, everything made me feel guilty. Donating just one of those things to the woman would help the orphans hugely. I tried to concentrate on my classes, but for the first time, I felt like an outsider. So, for the first time, I decided not to focus on myself solely. The people in small groups talked about their vacations and how much fun they had together. It wasn't some needless flaunting. They were all people, just like me. I took a deep breath. I was here. I have this opportunity. I could spend my days feeling sorry, or I can do something about it. But I needed to make sure of something first. Instead of driving home, I went to my old boyfriend's home. He opened the door and froze as he saw me. "Were you part of this?" I asked, but he stood silent. Of course he was. A traitor, exactly like my family. I denied in silence and turned around to leave, but he stopped me and said he was sorry, but that he also saw me as a terrible person, a selfish person. He said he'd tried to make me see it for a long time, but I wouldn't listen. I didn't know what to say. I had so many different memories of our time together. I went back home and straight to my room. I started looking at the pictures on my walls. I looked happy, but he didn't. He looked sad and worried in the pictures. How come I never saw that? Was I really that selfish? I looked at the other pictures, the ones with friends, and they were all the same. No one smiled in my pictures. No one smiled around me. I remembered the orphans again and how happy they were that I had made a cake for them. I also remembered the teens at the park. They did laugh with me. For no particular reason. It was the simple things that made the difference. I'd been so self-absorbed in my own world that I never paid attention to anyone else. Not my friends, nor my boyfriend, not even my family. Things would have to change, and I was happy to know I still had time. If I had died in that accident, my life would have meant nothing. But I was alive, and there were a couple of things I could still do. I opened my closet and started to take out everything I didn't use. After just 1 hour, I couldn't believe how big the pile was. I hadn't taken out even half of it. Then I put all the clothes in bags. I also took with me all those old music players and pieces of technology I never used. I got in the car and with all of it drove back to the woman's house. The kids came out to greet me and hugged me. I started to cry as I hugged them too. The woman invited me in and asked me what was wrong. I told her my whole story, including the part of me being a terrible person. I didn't leave out any information. But I was still very angry with my family. Their actions weren't justified, no matter the results. And then the woman said the wisest words I've ever heard. She said that we should only put love in our hearts, not hate. Whatever my family did, they clearly did it for love, and that's what matters. This was an amazing woman with an endless loving heart, so I'd better take her advice. Afterwards, I went back home and told my parents I would go to community college and that I wanted to keep on helping the woman with the orphans. I also told them that their actions really hurt me, but that my past actions definitely hurt them too. And I thanked them for not losing their faith in me. Hi, my name is May, and I live in Florida. My parents were both lawyers, so they were mostly away for work, and that left me alone with my little sister June. June was a little different from other kids because she didn't have an arm below her left elbow, but I never let her feel any less about herself because of that. Growing up, I made sure she was loved to bits, especially with my parents being away often. I took care of everything, from feeding her, bathing her, to taking her out for rides. But then once when she was 4, Mom took us to the shopping mall. While Mom was in the changing room, another woman with a little kid came there, and the kid started screaming when he saw June.
Freak! She's a freak! She's so scary, Mommy. She's gonna eat me just like she ate her arm.
OMG, this kid was frickin' crazy. I immediately tried to hush him so June wasn't scared, but then his mom went all bonkers on me. How dare you lay a hand on him, you crazy girl? My baby is all scared. That made me so mad.
That's enough, you ugly lady. There's nothing wrong with my sister, and you people should be the ones to leave because you're morons.
Mom rushed us out of there before I made a bigger scene, but June always looked sad after that incident, and that's when I had an idea. I asked Mom and Dad to get a prosthetic arm for June, and they agreed.
Oh, wow! This is so cool. Now I look just like you, May.
She hugged me tight, and I was the happiest to see her smile. Soon after, she joined her new school, but on the very first day, she came out crying when we went to pick her up. June, what's wrong? What happened?
The other kids, they laughed at my arm and made fun of me. I don't want to go back, ever.
It's okay. You can come with me to my school. We have a section for younger kids there. You'll be fine. I'll be there with you. Later, when we reached home, June said she didn't want anyone at the new school to know about her arm, so she was going to wear full-sleeved clothes and gloves all the time. But June, there's nothing wrong with you.
May, please, just keep this a secret. Promise you will.
And of course, I agreed. A few days later, when she joined my school, she looked quite happy after blending in with the kids just fine. And I made sure to check up on her once in a while. Grades passed by, and then one day, as I was watching her from the window outside her class, I suddenly lost my balance and tripped, but someone caught me just in time. It was my senior, Matt. He was known in school for being a math genius. Thanks. I would have fallen so hard if it wasn't for you. I wouldn't have let that happen. I'm Matt, and you don't look like a kid, so what are you doing in the junior section? Oh, I was just keeping an eye on my little sister. I'm May from 10th grade, by the way. Okay, May from 10th grade. Do you want to grab some lunch? Whoa, that was sudden, but sure. We had lunch together, and I had a really great time talking with him. I was looking forward to it again. But the next day, a senior girl showed up instead of Matt and splashed a full cup of coffee in my face. You witch. This is your last warning. Stay away from my boyfriend or else. Are you crazy? And who's your boyfriend anyway? Oh, don't act so innocent now. I know you're trying to steal Matt away, but I won't let that happen on my watch. Well, you're crazy to think that. We just had lunch once. I don't even know him that well. Oh, and you had lunch with him without knowing him, you witchy gold digger. Oh my God, she was a psycho. Before I could even reply, she jumped onto me. We both broke into a wild fight and ended up in a pile of food on the food counter. And we ended up in detention. But the very next day, I found June crying in the playground as Jessie and her friends were dumping all the things from her bag into the garbage bin. She was getting back at me by bullying my sister now? I marched up to her furiously and pulled her hair, and she turned around and attacked me. Luckily, the principal walked by just then, and when she found out what Jessie was doing, she suspended her for 3 weeks. When Matt heard about this, he came running to me and explained everything. I'm so sorry about Jessie, May. We broke up months ago, but she just won't accept it. I was just really happy to hear he wasn't dating that witch. I really enjoyed Matt's company, and he sure enjoyed mine. I even went to watch all his quiz competitions, and once after he won, he came running to me. May from 10th grade, I really like you. Will you be my girlfriend? OMG! Everyone stood there in shock, and I gasped as I said, yes, of course, Matt. He picked me up in his arms, and we kissed like no one was watching. It felt like I was on cloud 9. I was so excited that I went straight to June to tell her. But just as we reached there, I saw June push someone to the ground. June, what are you doing? As soon as she saw me, she came running to me. Oh, May, those mean girls were pushing me around, so I just pushed them back. You told me to be strong, right? Did I do something wrong? Oh, no, June. You stood up for yourself. I'm proud of you. But they're saying they'll report me to the principal. Am I in trouble? Oh, no, you're not. You just wait right here. I went straight to the kids and screamed. If any of you says anything to my sister, I'm gonna toss you like juggling balls in the air. Got it?" The kids nodded in horror, and June and I high-fived as we left. And then I told her about Matt, and she had the best reaction. After that, Matt and I started hanging out together all the time. On my 15th birthday, Matt decided to throw me a huge party at his house, and I had so much fun there. We danced till our feet hurt, but by the time I reached home, it was pretty late. I saw June sleeping on the couch, and there was a cake on the table and balloons all over the walls. Then I gently woke her up. "Hey, sweetie, I'm so sorry it got so late." "May, you're back." And then she looked at the clock, all sad. "It's 12:45. Your birthday is over. Where were you? We always celebrated together." And she furiously walked away from me. I felt so terrible. I totally forgot she must be waiting to surprise me. So I decided to make it up to her. I planned a theme park trip for the three of us, and June was super excited about it. When we reached there, the first thing she wanted was ice cream, but the stall was really crowded. "Matt, just stay with her for a while I go get us some ice cream, okay?" He held her hand tight and nodded, but when I returned, I was shocked to see that June was lost and Matt was looking for her. "Matt, how could you be so careless? I told you." She was right here holding my hand, and then she just slipped through. I don't know how. "Forget it. Just help me look for her now." We looked for her for hours, and with each passing minute, I was getting crazy anxious. Then 3 hours later, I received a call on my phone, and it was June. She was calling from some phone booth. When we got there, we saw June covered in mud and crying like crazy. "Oh, May." "Oh my God, June, what happened? Who?" "After you left, some woman pulled me away. I called out to Matt so loud, but he didn't even notice. I don't know where she was taking me, but I escaped from the car when she stopped for fuel. I'm so scared, May. Please take me home." I turned to Matt. "I should have never trusted you with my sister. What was I even thinking?" Matt tried to explain, but I just took June's hand and stormed out of there. When we got home, I got June all cleaned up and even slept with her to make her feel safe. The next day when we went to school, June asked me to forgive Matt, first thing. "It wasn't his fault, you know. Let's look for him and make things up." June was right. Maybe I overreacted. We looked for him around the school, but then I found him kissing Jessie in the backyard. "Matt, you cheater! How could you?" His face turned white as a ghost. "May, I can explain. This isn't what it looks like." "Oh, it's exactly what it looks like." "Just shut up. And Matt, we're done. I don't ever want to see your face again." He tried to run after me, but the witch Jessie stopped him, and honestly, I didn't care. June hugged me while I cried my heart out.
"What a jerk. He doesn't deserve you, May. It's okay. I'm here for you. I'll always be here for you. Please don't cry."
The next few days were hard for me, but June tried her best to make me smile and even brought me hot chocolate in bed. She was the sweetest. But at school, Matt was trying to follow me again. So I just went into the girls' room and locked myself in a stall to escape. As I waited there, I suddenly heard familiar voices. June and Jessie?
"Are you crazy? Why did you talk to me in front of everyone? May could have seen us."
I wanted to thank you, but I'm also really curious. Why did you help me? May's your sister, after all.
"That's none of your business. You got what you wanted. Now just get lost and don't talk to me again."
And she just stormed out. I couldn't believe my ears. My own sister helped my boyfriend get back with his ex? But why? As I slammed the door open, Jessie looked shocked. "You witch! You used my innocent sister to get my boyfriend?" I pulled her by her collar, but she just pushed me aside and cackled like a witch.
"Innocent? It was your sister's idea. Go on, ask her."
Like I'd believe her. But I had to ask June what was going on. I followed June around the hallway, and what I found shook me. I saw her snatch another kid's lunch and push her to the ground.
"You dumbo. No lunch for you until you complete my homework."
Oh God, who was this girl? What are you doing, June? You pretended to be bullied in front of me, but you were the bully this entire time?
"No, wait, I can explain.
I even heard you talking to Jessie in the bathroom. I heard everything. What's wrong with you?" As I turned away from her, she held my hand and tried to stop me, but I just shook it away from her. As I did, Her prosthetic arm detached and fell to the ground. Everyone around us gasped and started whispering, "Oh my God, look at her hand." Wow, the big bully is actually a big weirdo. Oh my God. I stepped forward to help June, but she just picked up her arm and ran away crying. I wanted to follow her, but I was also so furious. When I reached home and my anger calmed down, I went to check on her, but she wouldn't open the door. Ugh, she was so stubborn. The next day at school, I heard kids whispering about June, calling her a cyborg and a robot. OMG, I had to find June. I knew she wouldn't be taking it well. I looked for her in the classroom, but she wasn't there. And then as I was passing by the gym, I heard her shout. I looked in to see Jessie and some of June's classmates tossing her prosthetic arm around and laughing.
Just wanted to check if the rumors were true.
You are a freak. Give that back before I kill you.
I'd like to see you try.
Before I could jump at her, someone held me back. It was Matt, and standing next to him was the gym teacher looking furious. He screamed at Jessie and the kids that he'd get them expelled and marched them straight to the principal's office. June, are you okay?
Oh, May, Matt, thank you for saving me. And I'm sorry, you guys, for everything.
I'm sorry too. It was because of me that the kids knew about your arm. But June, why did you bully them in the first place?
Because I was scared. After I was bullied at my previous school, I didn't want to be hurt again. So I had to be the bully, like the cool kids.
But June, that's wrong. These kids aren't even cool. They're evil. Look what they did to you. Also, you turned against me and Matt too. Why?
Because you were replacing me with Matt, so I just wanted to get rid of him.
At the theme park, he didn't let go of me. I ran away, and I asked Jessie to kiss him.
I just wanted you to break up with him and love me.
Oh, June, of course I love you. You're my little sister. Nobody can ever replace you. But I love Matt too, and you have to understand that.
I do now, and I'm sorry for everything. Please forgive me.
Suddenly, Matt looked at me, and we hugged her together. We forgive you.
It all started with my grandpa, who built a robotics empire after falling for my grandma. My dad met my mom on a cruise. They had my siblings, both happily in love. And then there's me, the only single one, until they decided ChatGPT could replace a real boyfriend. Hi, I'm Alina, and I like to believe there's a perfect match for me. Probably because everyone in my family found theirs. My best friend Melissa, on the other hand, thinks I'll die alone in a garage full of cats.
You can't keep blaming your family for setting the bar too high. The problem is you.
Being picky is not a bad thing, okay? It's like finding the perfect shoe. Too tight, you'll get a blister. Too loose, you'll trip and break your neck. You get what I'm saying?
I get that you're a total psycho. You've turned down 4 guys this week and it's only Tuesday.
She wasn't entirely wrong, but it wasn't my fault all the guys at school were marshmallows. I wanted someone who'd fight for me, who'd cross rivers of lava just to get me McDonald's at 11 p.m. Meanwhile, Melissa would date literally anyone who asked.
You never know until you try.
So, yeah, I stayed single all through high school. And that final summer, while Melissa was off on endless dates, I was stuck in my room, dramatically sulking over my painfully single life. Then one night, Grandma walked into my room.
Come with me to the lab, love. I have something to show you.
The lab was a hidden underground room where my grandparents spent hours experimenting with tech. I loved visiting as a kid, until the day I tripped over some wires and crashed their entire system. That was the end of my lab visits. Until now. Everything looked the same. The massive metal door, the dim room packed with computers and blinking lights. And there, near a towering glass tank filled with swirling mist, stood Grandpa. What's going on?
We noticed you've been feeling down, so we made you something special.
With that, Grandpa scanned his eye into a console connected to the tank, and it hissed open. Inside stood a boy about my age,
inhumanly beautiful, and it looked like he was sleeping. Oh my god, who is that? Wait, did you guys kidnap someone?
See, darling, I told you it looks real. Fantastic craftsmanship.
It? You mean that's not a real boy?
Alina, meet Zenith 0.1, or as we call him, Alan. Alan, introduce yourself to Alina.
Are you setting me up with freaking ChatGPT?
Greetings, Alina. I have been programmed for one primary function: to analyze and comprehend your heart, to serve as your greatest supporter, your trusted confidant, and to perceive every aspect of you, including your flaws, as beautiful.
Flaws? What flaws?
One super important thing, Alina. No one should ever find out that Alan is a robot. The tech used to build Alan is illegal. If anyone, especially Herman Robotics, finds out about him, we're in serious trouble. That company would stop at nothing to get their hands on him.
Wow, he's just so pretty.
Alina, did you listen to anything I said?
Yes, I heard you, Grandma. I won't tell anyone, jeez. Now, when do I get them all to myself? My grandparents told me that they had a few last-minute fixes to do, and the next morning, I found Alan standing next to my bed, smiling at me.
Good morning, Alina. My scans indicate you have entered the rapid eye movement stage of sleep exactly 32 minutes and 18 seconds ago.
You were watching me sleep? Don't do that. It's creepy.
Noted. Is there anything else you'd like me to do?
I'd love it if you talked like a normal guy.
Noted. Yo, babe, sup? Did you sleep good or whatever? By the way, you looking fire today. Wanna grab a ride?
Okay, no, stop. That's worse. Let's stick to whatever you were doing before. For the rest of the day, I had Alan all to myself, and it was kinda awesome. When I couldn't decide on breakfast, he whipped up the most beautiful smoothie bowl. When I struggled to pick a movie, he suggested a list of highly rated films. And when I got bored of staying home, he suggested we go out for a picnic. Everything was perfect. Until we got there and realized we hadn't brought any food. And then suddenly, Alan started unbuttoning his shirt. Alan, what are you doing? But when I opened my eyes again, I saw his chest opening up like a compartment to reveal a fridge where he stored all the food. How cool was that? The last week of summer flew by as Alan helped me finish my bucket list. Visiting the amusement park, trying desserts, and watching sunsets together. I was so used to Alan by now that it felt weird to go to school without him by my side.
There you are. Was beginning to wonder if someone abducted you, since you've barely answered my calls all summer.
You mean the 5 missed calls you've left me in 60 days?
Okay, fine. I was busy with Roderick. But we broke up. He has a very big head and very small feet. I should have walked away immediately, but... He got me that new harmonica bottle. The one with the harmonica cap.
Wait, you dated him because of a water bottle?
Not just a water bottle, Alina. A bottle and a built-in musical instrument. Hydration and entertainment. I was weak.
Oh, that's actually cool.
Now I'm single and hydrated and ready for your drama. Now you tell me, on a scale of 1 to 10, how boring was your summer?
Actually, I met someone.
You what? Who? Where? Is he cute? More importantly, why was I not informed?
His name's Alan, and he's, the son of the head of marketing at our company.
Are you asking or telling? Never mind. I want to know everything.
I showed Melissa some photos, and I just couldn't stop talking about him. And I thought Melissa was impressed. But during lunch, she came rushing to me with excitement.
Okay, Alan's great, but he's not officially your boyfriend, right?
No, but
perfect, because there's this new guy, Mario. He's recently moved to town, and he's in my bio class. And guess what the first thing he asked me was?
If you wanted to go out with him?
No, dummy, he asked about you. I'm telling you, Alina, this guy is perfect for you. He's cute, funny, manly, literally everything you've ever wanted in a guy. He told me he wants to meet you, and I told him you already met someone, but he's persistent.
Meet me, now?
Yeah, if that's not too much of a problem.
I turned around and saw this really tall guy towering over me. Melissa introduced Mario to me and asked if he wanted to have lunch with us. And obviously, he accepted.
So, you're into robotics too? Melissa told me about your family business.
She's into fashion and makeup. Can't you tell by how gorgeous she is? I swear, her eyeliner skills are insane. She could do a perfect wing in like 3 seconds. It's basically her superpower.
Gee, thanks, Mel. I hope one day I can save the world with it. And Mario burst out laughing like I'd just cracked the funniest joke on the planet. He even joined us for our study session later and was so pushy with all his friendly questions that I barely got any of my homework done. Thankfully, when I got home, Alan was there to help. While Alan was steady and reassuring, Mario was relentless, and Melissa wasn't helping. She kept insisting he was good for me and started inviting him to everything. The cafeteria, breaks, the library. Mel, I love you, but you've got to stop shipping me with Mario. I'm not interested in him that way.
Then who are you interested in? Alan? Because in that case, why haven't I met him yet?
Because he's not... I think...
Blah, blah, blah. Excuses. Either introduce me to Alan or date Mario.
I knew Melissa wasn't going to let this go. So a couple of days later, I invited her to hang out with me and Alan in the mall. As soon as she saw Alan, her eyes went wild.
Wow, you're cute.
Hello to you too, Melissa. I've heard a lot about you.
Me too. Is he always this formal, Alina?
He's just really polite.
Politeness often leads to respectful conversations, but I can adapt to the tone you prefer.
It's cool.
We wandered around the mall shopping, and Melissa and I got caught up in non-stop laughter over school gossip. After an hour, she realized Alan hadn't picked out anything.
Alan, didn't you see anything you liked yet?
I was waiting for you to finish your conversation.
Oh, sorry, I didn't realize. Well, you can pick something now.
Sure. Alina, what would you like me to wear?
Alan just stood there like a rock, waiting for my command. I awkwardly picked up a pair of blue jeans and a white t-shirt and gave it to him.
Isn't that a little boring?
No, Melissa. If Alina likes this, so do I. It's my job to keep her happy at all times.
I felt a little embarrassed that Alan had shut Melissa down so abruptly. There was really nothing I could do except smile. We just roamed around for a bit before pushing off home, and the next day at school, Melissa told me what she thought of Alan.
Isn't he just weird? He agrees with everything you say, and didn't you see how he shut me down when I was on his side?
He just really cares about me. And maybe it's hard for you to understand because you've only dated jerks.
What's that supposed to mean?
I didn't mean to be harsh, but it's not my fault that most of Melissa's boyfriends were selfish and Alan was kind and thoughtful. The tension lasted all day. And then Mario joined us at lunch. Perfect. He wouldn't stop talking and laughing, and Melissa joined in. My mood was a bit too sour to be part of their merrymaking, so I decided to leave.
Leaving so soon?
Let her be. She's just cranky because of that weird boyfriend of hers.
I felt mad that my best friend would say such a thing in front of someone I barely knew. So I ignored both of them and went home. I decided not to speak to Melissa for some time. But later that day, the doorbell rang, and Melissa walked in.
Hello, Melissa. What brings you here at this hour?
I need to talk to my best friend. Alone.
It's okay, Alan. You can leave us alone. And Alan nodded and left. Once we were alone, Melissa turned to me suspiciously.
Why is this boy always hovering around you, and why is he at your house so late? Your parents don't have a problem?
That's why you came here? To judge me more?
No, I came here to say that Alan's not good for you. He's too intense, and something about the way he talks is creepy. Take it from me, this boy is bad news.
Really? And who's good news? Mario? Who can't read the room and realize we're annoyed and not in the mood for his dumb jokes?
Oh my god, Alina, he was trying to cheer you up. Alan would have probably encouraged you to fight me right there on the cafeteria table.
That's not true. Alan's sweet and kind.
And acts like a freaking bot, unlike Mario, who's human.
Enough with Mario. I'm not interested. How many times do I have to say that? Before Melissa could say another word, Alan walked in looking angrier than I'd ever seen him and grabbed Melissa's arm.
You need to leave now, Melissa.
Let me go.
But Alan just opened the door and escorted her out. I was so angry, I stormed to my room, and Alan walked in right behind me.
Are you okay?
No, I'm not. I don't understand why Mel is so pushy about Mario. Why can't she just let me be? She thinks she's so much better than me because she's been on a million dates, but she conveniently forgets that every single one of them ends in disaster. So maybe she's not as smart as she thinks she is.
If dating is so terrible, why do you want to do it?
Because that's just how it works, Alan. People just want love.
Huh. Interesting.
Ugh, she is so annoying.
Does she bother you that much?
Yes, I don't want her to talk to me ever again. For the next few days, Melissa just ignored me completely. Fine, I didn't care. I had Alan. I spent my breaks texting him, and he was always spot on with his replies. After school, we hung out, but his endless nodding and smiling started to feel empty. I missed Melissa, and I tried apologizing, but she wouldn't respond. We'd fought before, but usually we'd scream at each other, then 5 minutes later, she'd send me a meme and it'd be over. But this felt different. I felt really down one day, so when Alan asked me if I was okay, I simply burst out crying. Melissa just won't talk to me. Yeah, I said some things, but we always say things when we fight. Why is she dragging this out so much?
Because I told her to never speak to you again.
You did what?
I asked Melissa to...
Yeah, I heard that. But why?
You told me you don't want to speak to her again.
Oh my God, Alan! I said that because I was angry. Don't you get that?
I understand, but my system prioritizes your desires above all else. And you said...
I can't believe how stupid I was! Go! And don't come back! Alan looked confused, not moving from his spot.
Why?
Why? Do you not understand how serious what you did was?
But that's what you asked for. I did what you wanted. I didn't want to...
Alan, do your job properly. Put my desires above all and just leave me alone!
Understood.
Slowly, Alan stood up and walked away. And now, I was truly alone. I had to talk to someone about this, so I decided to tell Grandma what Alan had done, hoping to get some advice.
Oh, wow. He's smarter than we thought.
Well, his smartness cost me my friendship.
No, darling. You lost your friend because you chose perfection over real human connection. Alan follows your commands because that's what he's designed to do. But you can't expect real people to fit into your world perfectly. You have to meet them halfway.
I know, but Alan's the kind of guy I've always wanted. He's perfect. Like Grandpa's perfect for you. Dad is perfect for Mom. Why can't I have someone like that?
When I started working with your grandpa, he couldn't stand me. Neither could anyone else in the lab. They didn't think women belonged there. It took years to prove myself, and forgiving him was another journey. And your mom was tough to live with. Your dad spent years adjusting to her temperament. We've all struggled, sweetie. No one's perfect. That's what makes us human.
Grandma was right. And the next day at school, I walked into class thinking I'd talk to Melissa and fix things. But seeing her with her new boyfriend only made me more sad. She didn't need me. And I was ready to leave when Mario stepped in my way.
You look sad. Let me guess. Your boyfriend did something again?
I'm not sad. And Alan's not my boyfriend. Not anymore, that's for sure.
Great. I mean, I'm sorry to hear that. You know, there's this cute ice cream place that serves the best sundaes. No pressure, but I have a feeling you could use some company right now.
I did need a distraction, so I agreed. And to my surprise, it wasn't so bad. He was funny, sharp-witted, and surprisingly easy to talk to. The more time I spent with Mario, the more I found myself enjoying his company. And I started thinking we could be more than just friends. Until things started to get a little creepy. He kept asking about my grandparents, how they started their business, whether they were still inventing new technology, and if we could visit their labs. And weirdly enough, he was super curious about Alan.
So, is Alan from this town?
Nope.
Then how did you guys meet?
Through my parents.
Do you have some pictures of the two of you? I don't have a social media account, so I haven't really seen how he looks.
Why do you care so much?
I don't. I'm just curious.
Well, if you're so interested in Alan, maybe I can set you two up on a date.
You're funny.
Mario's behavior seemed really off. So one night, I decided to do some online digging. He didn't have any social media accounts, but after some searching, I finally found an old newspaper article. Turns out, Mario's full name was Mario Herman, and he was the future heir of Herman Robotics, the same company Grandma had warned me about. So that's why he was so curious about Alan. He knew he was a robot. That was the only possible explanation. I rushed to the basement. I had to make sure Alan was well guarded now that I knew what Mario was really after. But when I went down, Alan wasn't around. I searched the whole house, even spoke to the servants, but no one had a clue. I was losing my mind when I got a call from Melissa. Melissa?
Hey, come and get your creepy boyfriend. He's in my house forcing me to meet you because your emotional stability is his #1 priority.
Oh my god. Just please sit tight. I'll be right there.
You better, or I will hit him with a frying pan.
I strongly advise against that, Melissa. My exterior casting is tough. Your fry pan will sustain irreparable damage.
You see what I mean? He's crazy.
I immediately rushed to Melissa's house, which was just a few blocks away. I barged into her room, and there, in the middle, stood Alan looking confused. I stepped toward him and reached into my pocket, pulled out the key, and inserted it into the small slot on his back. In an instant, Alan shut down.
What was that? What did you do to him?
Nothing. He's just resting.
That's it. I'm calling the cops.
No, wait. Melissa, let me explain. I told Melissa everything about Alan, how he was a robot and how my grandparents made him for me, and Melissa just looked shocked.
He's a robot? How? He looks so real.
Yes, and I thought I could control him, but clearly I was wrong. But the worst part is Mario. I gave him a chance, but I've just found out he's about to inherit our rival company, Herman Robotics. He was using me to get to Alan. I'm sure of it.
No wonder he was so persistent about meeting you. I'm so sorry, Alina. I shouldn't have pushed you so hard to go out with that weirdo.
It's okay. You didn't know. But now, I have a plan, and I need you.
Whatever it is, I'm in.
I gave Melissa a rundown of our plan, and she loved the idea. We needed a boy to help us out, and she convinced her boyfriend to be a part of it. The next day, we got to work. Mask, makeup, colored lenses, and clothes that made Melissa's boyfriend look almost too perfect to be human. Once everything was in place, we set the plan in motion.
Morning, beautiful. Is everything okay?
Not really, no. It's Alan. He wants to get back with me, but I told him that I like you. And now, he's mad. He says he wants to fight you, but I don't think you should. Instead of looking concerned, Mario's smirk only deepened. This was perfect for him. A chance to finally face Alan in person.
You think I'm scared of him? When does he want to meet? I'll be there.
He's waiting for us in the school courtyard. But please, Mario, don't go.
Don't try to stop me.
Mario puffed out his chest and marched toward the courtyard, and I ran after him. As soon as we reached the courtyard, I pointed to the bench where Melissa's boyfriend sat posing as Alan.
I know what you are.
A guy trying to read in peace.
Oh, you think you can fool me, you freak of nature? Get up and fight me. Let's see what's under this sleeve. I bet everyone here would love to see some gears and wires.
Dude, let go.
But Mario kept tugging at his sleeve, trying to rip his shirt. Just then, a big burly guy stepped in. Mario's brother. I recognized him from the newspaper article.
So, this is the robot you were talking about. Looks pretty real to me.
And now he's ours.
They lunged at Melissa's boyfriend, but he broke free and sprinted toward the cafeteria.
Someone call security!
Mario and his brother chased him into the cafeteria, and Melissa and I went running after. Just as we arrived, Mario hurled a chair at Melissa's boyfriend, and it crashed into a vending machine, sending a loud crack through the room. And all the students froze in place. Mario, stop! You're gonna hurt someone!
Someone? Or your precious robot? I know your family's dirty little secret. My family moved me to your school. Herman Robotics is done being second place to you freaks!
Have you lost it completely? He's not a robot!
Shut up, Alina! My parents have been watching you. I know your grandparents developed this robot in their secret lab using illegal technology and named him Alan. You think I was following you around because I liked you? Get real. Listen up, everyone. Alina's family's crazy. They built this life-size robot because their precious little girl is too dumb to find a real boyfriend. And this is just a prototype. They are building an army of robots using illegal tech so one day they would take over the whole town. Let me show you.
With that, Mario marched over to Melissa's boyfriend and started twisting the top of his head like he was trying to open a jar of jam.
Ow, ow, ow!
Hey, that's enough. You're hurting him.
How the heck is that a robot if he's literally bleeding? Cut it out with this dumb joke already!
Mario spun around, ready to yell at that guy, and Melissa's boyfriend seized the opportunity to break free. He stumbled to the ground, wincing in pain, while a group of guys rushed over to help him up. Melissa immediately ran to his side. The entire cafeteria erupted as people started throwing accusations at Mario and his brother. They desperately tried to defend themselves, insisting over and over that it was really a robot. But at this point, no one was buying it. Meanwhile, I sent a quick message to the principal explaining what was happening. And minutes later, he walked in followed by 2 police officers.
What's going on here?
Sir, this guy is assaulting my friend. He pushed him and started telling everyone that he's a robot.
That's a lie! Sir, Alina's family has a robot in their basement that looks like a man. They built it using illegal technology. They tricked me into thinking their friend was the robot.
Mario, what nonsense! Do you hear yourself?
You have to believe me!
But the principal asked the officers to arrest Mario and his brother for assault and then kick them off school property.
It's not my fault. Mario's got problems. He's on meds for his head.
I'm not crazy. This whole school is insane.
I hesitantly walked over to Melissa and her boyfriend, a little worried. What if I went too far? What if he actually got hurt? But before I could say anything, Melissa turned to me with a very weird look on her face.
Alina? I don't think this is my boyfriend.
Excuse me? What now? Melissa's boyfriend lifted his head and looked right at me. Now that I was this close, I could clearly see no wig, no contacts. It was Alan himself. Alan? But you were in pain. We all saw it.
Was it convincing? I tried to use everyday language that a teenager would use to fit in, but my calculations suggested I may have overestimated the appropriate pain response. As for the blood, I synthesized it myself and applied it to my hand.
Why are you here?
After you returned me to the lab last night and your grandparents started me up again, someone attempted to hack into my system multiple times. They failed, of course, but based on this, I deduced that their real target was either you or your family. Upon further research, I identified the source, Herman Robotics. More specifically, Mario Herman. And I know you don't want to see me anymore, but I was worried about you. I wanted to protect you, Alina.
Melissa was gazing at Alan with literal sparkles in her eyes, like he was a puppy who had just successfully learned his first trick. I was feeling a little emotional too. How can he be capable of feeling or wanting something? Out of literally nowhere, Melissa's actual boyfriend appeared, out of breath and looking frantic.
I'm here! I made it in time, right? I couldn't get the contact lenses in by myself. What?
I dropped Alan back home and gave my grandparents the full rundown of what happened with Mario and his brother. Naturally, they were furious, but keeping Alan's true identity a secret was more important. So they decided not to go to the police.
Well, at least Alan was there to protect you. I wonder how he got that idea.
That's what was weird. Alan said he was worried about me. He wanted to protect me.
I can erase my progress if you're not happy with it. But personally, I kind of like to keep it.
No, Alan. Sweetie, absolutely not. This is a scientific breakthrough. Do you realize how big this is? This is Nobel Prize material.
After that, Alan practically lived in the lab. Grandma and Grandpa's greatest project. He became family, loved by all. I missed having him to myself, but I had bigger problems, like surviving Melissa's matchmaking.
Hi, my name is Pedro, and I'm from Brazil. Please like and subscribe to MSA. Even though my parents were poor, I always had big dreams as a kid. When I was 8, my best friend Maria and I used to sit at the bus stop on the weekends and would admire all the fancy cars that would drive past. Wow, did you see that BMW? I want one like that when I grow up.
I believe you'll drive a car like that one day, Pedro. Remember what our teacher said. If you believe it, you will have it.
Maria also came from a poor family like me, and I cared about her a lot. Once when we were in the 8th grade, she couldn't bring her lunch for the whole week because her parents were so broke. And even though she came up with all sorts of excuses not to take my lunch, I wasn't going to leave my friend to starve.
Pedro, I'm not that hungry. Please, I don't want to take your lunch.
You know you don't have to have pride with me. Come on, let's share.
Okay, but next week is my turn to share with you.
But when next week came, Maria had more than enough to share with me since her dad got a big job in the city.
I got us candy bars today.
Wow, thank you. I'm really happy that your family's doing well.
Yeah, and there's something else I need to tell you.
She looked a little sad, and then I felt sad when she told me.
We won't be living in the same place anymore. We're moving to the city, and I won't be in this school.
I was happy for Maria because she was going to have a better life, but I was sad since she was my best friend. We promised to write to each other every month, but as time went by, she stopped writing, but I didn't. I started focusing a lot on my studies when Maria left and became the top student in my school. When I was in 10th grade, I got selected to participate in a national math tournament. When I was at the tournament, I was so happy when I saw Maria. She was also selected from her school. Maria? She looked so beautiful now. Her eyelashes even looked longer than a normal person's. Maria looked at me like she didn't even know me. Or maybe it was because I also looked different. It's me, Pedro.
Oh, hi. It's been a while.
She looked down at my shoes and made a face of disgust.
I'm guessing you're still stuck at the poor people's location?
If that's what you call it.
Okay. I have to go. My friends are waiting.
That was not the Maria I knew, but I didn't let that distract me during the tournament. I beat all the kids, even the rich ones from Maria's school.
Well done, Pedro.
I was surprised that she even congratulated me after the way she looked at me. Thanks, Maria, and it was nice seeing you again. As I walked to the hallway, a tall man approached me. He was the principal of the most expensive school in the city. It was the same school Maria went to. Well done on your achievement today. I would love to have a student like you at my school. Thanks, sir, but I don't think my parents can afford your school for now. You would definitely qualify for a scholarship, and I could help you with it.
I've always been an only child in this massive house. It's just me and my father. I'm so glad to finally have someone to talk to. Come on, I want to show you our swimming pool. I've won 5 gold medals because I practice every day.
Thanks, but swimming is not my thing.
What? Swimming should be everybody's thing. What would you do if the world comes to an end and the entire earth gets flooded? It'd have to be everybody's thing then. I'll teach you. Let's go.
Isabella was so persistent about everything. I did everything she asked me to do since her father was super kind to me. She never mentioned her mom, and I didn't want to intrude. When Isabella and I entered the school gates together, all eyes were on us, and I didn't understand why.
Oh my gosh, everyone thinks I'm dating the new hot guy.
Which new hot guy?
You silly. You're really cute. Don't you know that?
I blushed when she said that because I never really paid attention to how I looked since I focused so much on getting high grades. And then as we walked into our next class, all the girls started tapping the seat next to them.
Hey, new guy, you could sit next to me. Oh no, you should really sit next to me. I have all the answers to everything.
Isabella suddenly hid behind me when she saw Maria walk in, and then she took my hand.
He'll sit next to me. We come from way back. Isn't that so, Pedro?
I saw Maria glare at Isabella sternly, and she quickly ran to her seat and didn't look at me for the rest of the day. Maria pulled me along with her everywhere in school, and because I missed her so much, I stuck with her.
I'm so happy that you're in my school, Pedro, but we gotta get you some new shoes, okay?
But these are my favorite shoes, Maria.
I know, but change is good sometimes. Look at me. I live a fabulous life, which starts with how we look.
Isabella walked past me and Maria like she didn't even know me, and when I saw her after school to find out what was up, she acted like everything was normal. Hey, you suddenly avoided me? What happened?
Nothing. I just wanted to give you and Maria your space. She seems to really like you.
Yeah, we're old friends. Are you afraid of Maria?
No. She's just this popular girl who gets everything she wants, and I don't have any trouble at school, so we could just be friends at my house.
Okay, if that's what you want. The next day at school, Maria immediately approached me and took me to a quiet place, and then she took a new pair of sneakers from her bag for me. I felt very uncomfortable taking them. Maria, I told you I don't need new shoes.
Pedro, it's rude not to take a gift. You know that. Remember that time you made me share your lunch and I took it?
Yeah, but I was
Take my gift, Pedro. Please.
I looked at her eyes and she looked like she was about to cry, so I took the shoes. But it didn't stop there. Maria changed my whole look, and I kinda liked it, but hanging out with her and her friends felt awkward. Like this one time when we were in 12th grade, they invited me to a beach party, and when I decided to bring Isabella along, Maria acted like she owned me.
Pedro, can I speak to you alone, please?
She seemed angry, and I left Isabella waiting for me.
Why did you bring her to a party that I invited only you to?
I live in her house, and she's my friend, so I thought it'd be okay.
Well, it's not okay, and I'm not happy. You were my friend first. In fact, I think I like you more than a friend now.
Maria suddenly kissed me, which caught me off guard. Before I could react, my phone rang, and it was my dad. Sorry, I have to take this. My dad called to tell me that in a month's time, they would be losing the house because he lost his job. Maria could see that I wasn't okay, and because I was so worried, I ended up telling her everything.
So you're going to be homeless?
No, I won't allow that to happen.
Well, I don't know how you will do anything since you're still in school. But if you send Isabella back home and tell her that she's a loser, then I'll speak to my dad to help your family.
What? I can't do that. Isabella's family is helping me, and she's a good person.
She's a freak, Pedro, and you're hot and smart. And I want you all to myself.
I was so turned off with Maria. She wanted me to hurt another person for no reason, and I just couldn't do it. I went back home with Isabella, and she was happy to get out of the party because it wasn't her vibe either.
Maybe we can go get some ice cream?
Yeah, let's do that.
What did Queen Maria say? You looked so unhappy after you spoke to her.
Don't worry about it. I don't think I'll be hanging around her anymore. After our fun ice cream date, I started growing really fond of Isabella. She was sweet and accepted me for who I am. She was still very hyper about many things, but I started loving that about her. And then, after the weekend when I went back to school, everyone looked at me differently. Even the girls who dropped after me now looked at me like some poor, pathetic boy.
I can't have a homeless boy in our school.
I heard one of Maria's friends as she walked past me, and then I spotted Maria talking to a group of kids. I stood behind her. She was talking about me.
Pedro is a total fake. I had to buy him clothes and shoes because his family is going to be homeless soon. Wow. But how can someone so hot be so poor?
Maria, how could you do this?
Oh, speak of the poor devil.
She looked at me coldly, and then I took off the shoes she bought me and threw them in her face. Congratulations, Maria. Money has turned you into a real witch. I walked away from her, and Isabella ran after me.
Pedro, wait! Don't throw your education away because of her. Maria did something really humiliating to me once before, and that's why I stay away from her and whatever she wants.
What did she do to you, Isabella? Isabella started crying, and I hugged her. Then, she told me that she was the popular girl at school once before, and Maria was her best friend until she told everyone her big secret.
Maria kept asking about my mom, and then I told her something my family never shared with anyone. My mom is in a mental institute. Maria told everyone at school, and from that day, everyone called me a mental case.
Oh, Isabella, why didn't you tell me this before?
Because I didn't want you to think that I was a mad person. I'm not my mother. I'm me.
After what Isabella told me, I wanted nothing more to do with Maria. So I completed my last year of high school with Isabella by my side, and her dad also helped my parents not lose the house. Thank you so much for all that you did for my family. I hope to pay you back one day, sir. You have a bright future ahead of you, Pedro, and it was a pleasure having you in my house.
I'm going to miss you so much.
I got a scholarship to study medicine in one of the most prestigious universities abroad. And my school helped my parents pay for my flight ticket since I was the best student they ever had. I worked hard in university and became one of the best heart doctors in the world. When I went back to Brazil to visit my parents, I also paid a visit to Isabella and her father.
Pedro, I'm so glad to see you.
Isabella looked emotional. What's wrong?
My dad is in the hospital. It's his heart.
I spoke to the head of the hospital that Isabella's father was in, and I was ready to do anything to save him. While I was at the hospital, one of the nurses suddenly approached me.
Pedro?
I couldn't recognize her since she had her hair covered up, and when I looked closer, it was Maria. Hello, Maria.
Wow, you're a doctor now.
Yes, and I am a very busy person, so please excuse me. I walked past her, and I could feel her eyes still on me, but she was someone I forgot about a long time ago. After my successful operation on Isabella's father, he couldn't stop thanking me, and I was happy that I was able to do something good for him and Isabella.
Pedro, you are like my angel. You always come into my life at just the right time. When I was lonely back at high school, you filled up my life, and today, you saved my father.
I hugged Isabella, and then suddenly Maria tapped my shoulder. What can I do for you, Maria?
I just wanted to say I'm sorry to both of you.
She looked really sincere, so Isabella and I forgave her. She asked if we could have dinner together. I looked at Isabella and she nodded, so we hung out together. As we sat in a restaurant, we actually enjoyed ourselves. And when Isabella excused herself to go to the bathroom, Maria held my hand.
I still love you, Pedro. I don't know what came over me in high school, but I've changed now.
I slowly pulled my hand away from her. I'm sorry, Maria, but I'm in love with Isabella, and that's why I came back to Brazil. Maria understood and then got up and left.
Where's Maria?
She's gone, so it's just the two of us. I took Isabel's hand, looked into her eyes, and told her how I felt. Isabella, will you go out with me on a real date? She smiled.
So, I guess I did get the hottest guy in school after all.
She always knew how to make me blush. Never let your current situation determine your future. When life throws you lemons, make sweet lemonade.
Good day, everyone. My name is Odette, and I'm in the 10th grade. They say you can tell a lot from someone's face. Mine says, please look away. I'm an only child with only child parents, meaning I have no aunts or uncles. My life is boring. My parents are calm and reasonable in that polite, suburban way. I always believed even my face looks boring.
You know, Odette, it's time to have some purpose in your life.
Well, I'm just waiting for the tragic twist in my life arc, because you guys didn't give me a dramatic backstory to work with.
Okay, maybe start with a job?
Yeah, Sharon, lead with that next time. Don't make it sound philosophical. You just want another income stream. Whatever. I'm going to my room.
Where did we go wrong with our one and only?
A few days later, I started babysitting. It was the worst decision of my life. I got an email from a woman saying she had a disabled daughter and needed someone to start immediately. She'd already left for work, but there was a note on the fridge with a list of instructions and $300 on the kitchen table. The daughter was quiet, sweet even. I gave her food, helped her to the bathroom, and for a few hours, everything was fine. Then, I started noticing things. Shadows in the hallway, footsteps behind me. You know, classic horror movie nonsense. Long story short, she wasn't disabled. She was just pretending, for fun. People are weird. Yeah, I think my purpose in life can wait. Maybe my purpose was to find a boy instead. I saw my classmates getting boyfriends and having cute relationships, except me. I have this friend in particular. Her name is Lila, and she genuinely loves boys.
God created Adam and noticed he was bored. Imagine being in heaven and still feeling bored. So Eve was made to entertain him. Can't you see it? We girls are men's heaven. All you have to do is just smile and entertain them. But Odette, you're a frowny, boring little creature. Smile so you attract good energy. And by that, I mean boys.
But I didn't know how to smile to attract boys. I didn't have it in me. Whenever I saw a boy, I'd just frown and keep my head down and walk away. I once tried with the new boy. He was wearing sunglasses indoors. I don't know if he thought he was famous or had an eye infection. Either way, I decided to smile.
Are you sneezing or threatening me with your face?
I stared at him, frozen.
Okay, I'm calling you Snarly, like Charlie, but with a snarl.
People laughed, even me. That was Rafe. He went from being the new student to the popular one instantly. He had this annoying way of making fun of you and still making you laugh. From that moment on, he kept showing up in my life. Unfortunately, so did the name Snarly. Every girl tried to be his girlfriend, especially Lila. Oh, the heck she tried.
He said he was waiting for someone special to have a relationship with. What does that even mean? He's a teenager, a popular, cool one. Just hang out with the prettiest girl in the school, which is me. But seriously, what's wrong with him?
Maybe romantic guys do exist.
Ugh, you're so naive. Anyway, what did your mom cook today?
I smelled meatloaf, so that.
Again?
Hey, beggars can't be choosers.
Hey, you. First of all, I really don't want to stay with that ugly stepmom of mine. Second of all, I'm doing you a favor. It's not like you found a better friend. The heck, you only have me. So shut up and get me some meatloaf.
Lila didn't exactly have a calm life. Her dad was a useless, handsome man who somehow got tricked into divorcing her goddess of a mom, thanks to a stepmom so ugly she could curdle milk. Her real mom either ran away or fell into depression. We don't know. What we do know is that Lila never saw her again. Then one day, Rafe was playing in the final, super important basketball game of the year. Everyone was cheering for him. Some girls were even crying.
If they lose, I'll spit on their faces. Except Rafe. He can spit on mine if it helps him release some of that frustration.
Do you not have even a shred of self-respect? Everyone glared at me. Apparently, I was the fun killer and an idiot.
Why are you like this? You don't have to take life so seriously. Just chill and enjoy the vibe.
Then Rafe scored the final shot, and our school won. The crowd went feral. People were chanting his name. They lifted him up on their shoulders like he was a national hero. But then Rafe asked them to put him down. His face was weirdly serious. He turned and looked directly at me. Then he started walking toward me. Everyone fell silent, even me. He looked deep into my eyes and said,
"Would you go out with me, Odette?"
The crowd gasped, but not the cute, supportive kind. More like an, "Is this a prank?" gasp.
Rafe, nice one.
But Rafe didn't laugh. He just kept looking at me with this soft, serious expression. I wanted to laugh it off. I really did. But something about the way he looked at me made my stomach flip. Some girls laughed nervously and touched his shoulder. A few boys joined in, filming the whole thing. One guy grabbed Lila's hand.
Will you be my girlfriend? Oh no, wait, what did Rafe say? Oh yeah, would you go out with me, Lila?
Then, out of nowhere, Rafe shoved him hard. The laughter died instantly. Then he just turned back to me, calm as ever.
So...
Just say yes for now. Let's see where this goes.
Yeah, I'll go out with you, Rafe. He grinned from ear to ear, picked me up on his shoulder, and carried me away. Everyone just stood there, blinking, whispering, filming, trying to figure out what had just happened. And from that day on, my life changed forever. For a while, everything felt perfect. Rafe and I became that couple, walking the halls hand in hand, skipping class to sit behind the gym and share terrible vending machine snacks. My parents were totally against me dating Rafe. I don't get it. He's handsome, funny, and successful.
Yeah, but something's off. Like how he just sat in our living room with his feet on the coffee table,
Little things like that say a lot.
Oh, come on, Daddy.
Listen to your old man, daughter. He's no good news.
For God's sake, last time I checked, you're an accountant living a boring life with dead parents, no siblings, and 0 friends. Since when are you a psychologist?
And when I recharged it, I saw Nolan had called and texted me a lot. That's when it hit me. It was Nolan's birthday, and we were supposed to meet at a restaurant hours earlier. I called him immediately, but he ignored my calls, so I went to his place. I'm the worst friend ever. I'm so sorry.
I waited all night like a loser.
Aaron had some important stuff to discuss about the research.
Oh, Aaron had important stuff to discuss, so you forgot my birthday? Hope you two had a good time.
Then Nolan just slammed the door in my face. Feeling bummed, I walked back to my house and bumped right into Evelyn. Wow, you look like you've eaten 1,000 chilies. Have you been crying? Want to talk about it? Stuff your face with ice cream. It'll make you feel better. Just leave me alone, Evelyn. I spent the next week trying to make it right with Nolan, but he was still distant. Soon I got some really good news. Our research paper had won. Aaron and I decided to have a party at the observatory to celebrate, and thankfully Nolan accepted my invitation. Even my parents and Evelyn showed up. Everything was going great till Nolan left to get some drinks. And then Aaron walked up to me, pulled me in, and kissed me on the lips. What are you doing?
What? Your sister told me you liked me, but were too shy to ask me out.
Before I could react, I saw Nolan staring at us from across the room. He turned to leave, but I caught up with him. Where are you going?
Back home. You have Aaron to keep you company. You don't need me.
Nolan, you've got it all wrong.
I'm not an idiot, Olivia. I saw you two kissing, and I get it. You like him, and that's fine. It's not like you and I are together. I just need to go.
Nolan left, and after that he refused to take my calls or see me. I was so mad at Evelyn, I wanted to throw her in a shredder. When I got home, she and Mom had already left for Paris for a photo shoot. The last couple of weeks at the internship with Aaron were awkward, and we didn't keep in touch after. But to my dismay, Nolan now had a girlfriend that Evelyn never failed to rub in my face. I caught the two of them making out last night on the roof. Oh, such cuties. Look, I even clicked a picture. You're sick, Evelyn. First you lied to Aaron that I liked him and drove Nolan away, and now you're rubbing his new girlfriend in my face? I didn't drive anyone away. Nolan was just way out of your league anyway. Says the girl he rejected on her face. That's just because he has bad taste. Not bad enough to date you, but still bad. Anyway, I have a shoot tomorrow and I need my beauty sleep. But the next morning, I woke up to Evelyn screaming like a maniac. One of her co-stars claimed that during their time together on set, Evelyn swapped her shampoo bottle with hair remover. Another colleague said Evelyn spiked her food with chili powder, making her sick and miss a huge audition. The whole media was exploding with hatred for Evelyn, and of course, she denied it. How dare they? I never did any of that. Why are they lying? But no matter what she said, Evelyn's reputation was done for. She got kicked out of her show, and no one wanted to work with her. She was devastated and hardly left her room. Even though I knew Evelyn deserved it, I kind of felt bad for her. Then one night, I was walking back home by myself after watching a vampire movie with some friends when suddenly I heard some rustling behind me. I turned around to look, and I saw a white figure hovering in the air. I panicked and ran for my life and crashed right into Nolan.
Ollie, are you okay?
A ghost! There's a ghost following me! It's here to skin me alive and drink my blood!
You mean that trash bag?
I turned around and saw that it was indeed a large white trash bag flying around in the breeze. And the two of us started laughing like crazy. We decided to get some coffee, and it felt great reconnecting with him. So how's the girlfriend?
We broke up. And Aaron?
We don't talk anymore. Nolan, that kiss with Aaron.
You don't owe me an explanation, Ollie. It's not like we were together then. But we can be now. I've always liked you, Ollie. You think we can give us a shot?
I think I'd really like that. For our first official date, Nolan made reservations at a really fancy restaurant. My parents were out of town for a wedding, and I'd left Evelyn sulking alone at home. But halfway through dinner, I suddenly got a call from the police. Apparently, someone had broken into our house, smashed things, and attacked Evelyn. Nolan and I rushed and saw her covered in bruises, unconscious. The police then showed us the neighbor's security camera that caught a weird creature running out of our house. Is that
an alien? Whoa.
We didn't have time to go through every detail and rushed Evelyn to the hospital. Doctors told us that her injuries weren't serious, but she needed rest. But the news that Evelyn was attacked by an alien was spreading like wildfire. After that, a dozen reporters showed up at our house to interview her. How did the alien look? Did he walk or fly? It was an alien? I'm not sure. I can't remember what happened. She's in shock, poor baby. Maybe you guys can come back later. With all these stupid theories floating around, Evelyn's popularity was rising by the minute. She was on all the talk shows and getting interviewed by famous magazines, and Mom accompanied her everywhere. At At first, she had said she didn't remember anything, but now she was making up bizarre stories. So this was a big creature, and at first I was really scared. But then I remembered my jujitsu training, and I conquered my fear and fought with that thing. Let me show you. Kaya! Hiya! Soon she was being lauded as a hero, and even landed a major role in an alien movie. But I could tell something didn't sound right.
Maybe she's telling the truth? You know, there's been news of possible alien sightings around this area for months. And well, I believe in aliens. Kinda.
Yeah, me too. But she's literally changed her story 100 times. Her fans might be stupid, but I'm not. I just know she's lying. I decided to do my own investigation and snuck into Evelyn's room. I searched everywhere, but then I found something hidden under a loose floorboard. A box with a baseball bat and an alien costume. Armed with the evidence, I confronted Evelyn. What's this? A bad Halloween costume, why? I found this in your room, Evelyn. You lied to the whole world about getting attacked by an alien, but it was you, wasn't it? Why? Am I supposed to tell you that when I don't know what happened either? Drop the act, or I swear I will go to the paparazzi outside and tell them that you faked the alien attack to get publicity. I turned to leave, but Evelyn grabbed my hand and started crying. I swear I don't know what actually happened that night. I've been having blackouts for years, Ollie, ever since I started acting. I know that it was wrong to lie about this alien attack, but my career was tanking. I saw an opportunity and took it. And if you spill the truth now, my career will be over. And how am I supposed to believe you now, since you've lied about everything else? Because it's the truth. Mom went inside her room and came out with a medical report that mentioned Evelyn had dissociative personality disorder. The report said that Evelyn had created a second persona who was perfect at her job, ruthless to everyone she thought of as competition, and triggered when she felt rejected or sad. What? Since when have you known this? Since Evelyn's co-stars accused her of tampering with her shampoo. I knew something was wrong ever since we started working, but I assumed it was stress. But then this news about her colleagues broke out and she lost all her work. When she pulled off that alien stunt, I realized that this could be an opportunity to regain popularity, so I asked her to lie to the public. I know it was wrong, and I'm sorry. I can't believe you kept this from us, Mom. Why would you do something so horrible? I have always just wanted Evelyn to be successful, and to prove it to your dad that she is as good as you. He always put her down, and that broke her self-confidence. I couldn't let that happen again. But what you did was wrong, Mom. You made my condition worse. Mom kept apologizing, but all of us were furious at her. Evelyn left for rehab soon after, and it took some time, but after therapy and medication, she started to get better. Mom begged and cried for forgiveness, and it took some time, but eventually Dad and I forgave her. Then one evening, Nolan and I were sitting in the park when someone jumped on me from the bushes. Evelyn! Gosh, you scared the crabs out of me. When did you get back from rehab? Just now. And I have to say, I missed your stupid face. I know I should have said it sooner, but I'm sorry, Ollie, for all the times I've been a miserable sister to you. It's okay, all in the past. Really? You're the sweetest. Here, I got you a present. I opened the box she gave me, and a toy clown flew into my face. I chased Evelyn around as Nolan laughed hysterically. Guess some things never change.
Hi, I'm Rose from upstate New York. Please like and subscribe. I grew up with my grandfather, who was the coolest person ever. He worked at a planetarium nearby, and often after school, I'd help him there. You see that star? You know, it isn't a star, but a planet.
A planet? It's so shiny. Wow.
Growing up, I loved everything about the stars, planets, and space. Pops and I would look at the stars from the big telescope. It was so fun. By the time I was 17, I was the brightest in my class and ready to graduate a year early. One time when I returned from school, I saw Pops talking to some construction workers, and he looked mad. What's happening?
These people are trying to tear down the planetarium to build a mall here.
No way! Not on my watch. This place was too close to my heart. My best childhood memories were about this place. Just then, I noticed a bulldozer driving toward the building, so I climbed up the huge oak tree in between, and people frantically yelled for the machines to stop.
Yo, stop! There's a crazy girl up there. Rose, what are you doing? Get down from there.
Nope. If they want to take this tree down, they'll have to do it with me on it. One of the workers called the boss, and exactly 30 minutes later, I saw a helicopter land. Several men in black suits jumped out, surrounding a handsome guy who didn't look much older than me.
You, girl, what's the problem?
Call me Rose. And the problem is that you need to ask your men to back off. This is our property.
I bought this dump, so it's my property.
So, you'll just destroy it because you own it? Over my cute body?
Do you have any idea who I am? Does it look like I care? The guy stared at me, then smirked. You won't give up, will you? Nope. Fine. Come to the office tomorrow and we'll have a little chat. I'll think about it. Saying that, he left, and so did the workers. That was fast. Later that night, Pops told me the guy's name was Henry Hampton, and his parents owned half the city. I wasn't scared of him, even if he was the President of the United States. And the next morning when I reached his office, I was more than ready to let him know that. But the place was so big, I couldn't figure out which door to open. I accidentally entered the wrong room and found a boy my age playing the piano, but he sounded a bit off. Try working with an F minor, it's much smoother. Excuse me? I wanted to apologize for butting in, but before I could, a security guard came and escorted me to another office where Henry was waiting for me, and he looked so intimidating. Our meeting yesterday had me rethink the mall project, but on one condition. I want you to work as my assistant. What? Why? I've had many pretty assistants over the years. Now I want a smart one. Did he just call me ugly? But I'm a space nerd. There really isn't much I can do here. Why don't we start you off at $4,000 a day and leave the rest to me? Okay, that was a lot. Henry stared at me, waiting for an answer. My gut screamed no, but what choice did I have? It was either this or lose the planetarium, and no way I was gonna let that happen. Ugh, fine. The entire next week, I regretted my decision every second. Henry was mean, rude, and a total brat. He made me skip classes and called me at the oddest hours for work. If I refused, he made me number all the empty white sheets in the printer. What a nightmare. To top it all off, I was asked to help with all the new transfer students at school, and one of them caught my attention instantly, the piano guy. When he entered the class that day, girls couldn't stop staring at how handsome he was. I'm Rose. Noah, you work for my brother, right?
You're Junior Hampton?
Ding ding. And you're the brave girl I've heard so much about. Pleased to meet you.
Noah was the complete opposite of Henry. He was kind and friendly, and we started hanging out every day.
I complained to him about Henry all day long, and he didn't seem to disagree.
He told me they were half-brothers and never got along.
He's just jealous I'm the better-looking brother.
One night, as Noah was playing his latest tune for me, Henry barged in looking mad.
I lost an important deal because you mixed up the papers. I thought I was hiring a genius, but I was so wrong.
I looked at him in shock and he went ballistic on me. Hold up, I didn't ask you for this job. I'm tired, exhausted, and you're just so ungrateful. If you want me out, I'll leave, but I won't take your sour attitude. Henry looked crazy with rage, and before he could react, Noah jumped in.
Easy, Henben. I'm sure we can work something out. Stay out of my business. Understood?
Saying that, he stormed out of the room and Noah turned to me. Thanks for standing up for me.
I won't let him bully you, as he bullies me.
Such a bozo. Just then, Noah came a bit closer and my tummy did a wild spin.
Do you want to maybe get dinner sometime?
Like a date?
Yeah. How does 8 p.m. tomorrow sound?
Sounds perfect. I wanted my first date ever to be amazing. I bought a cute dress and did a little makeup too. But just an hour before I had to leave, Henry texted me to get his dry cleaning. Can it wait?
Unless you want to fly to Korea to deliver it, I suggest you get going.
Did he have a tracker on me that rang every time I was unhappy? I texted Noah that I'd be late and hurried to the shop. But on my way back, it started raining heavily and I got completely soaked. I slid my way into the house and saw Henry glaring at me.
I missed my meeting thanks to you.
I missed a date thanks to you. Achoo! He wrapped his jacket around me as I sneezed like a crazy person and asked one of his servants to take me to the guest room. When I came down, he was standing by the fireplace with a cup of cocoa.
Drink this. You'll feel better.
You made this?
Do you see anyone else around?
Why was he suddenly being so nice to me? And why did that make me feel so good?
So, about this boyfriend. Who is he?
I don't have a boyfriend. And why do you want to know?
Just wondering.
Well, don't, because you're killing my chances of ever finding someone. Henry laughed, and he almost looked human. One heck of a good-looking human.
What made you say that?
I was all set to meet Oh my God, Noah! I'd totally forgotten to tell him that I won't be able to make it. I reached for my phone, but it wasn't working. So I pulled one out of Henry's pocket and frantically dialed Noah.
but he was already standing behind, looking like a raging bull. Well, well, look at that. Noah, I'm so sorry. I totally Save it, Rose. It's not the first time Henry's had eyes on my girl. Henry looked at me in surprise. He was your date? Well, that's disappointing. Before I could say anything, Noah took the vase lying on the table next to him and flung it at Henry, who missed it by inches. That was totally uncalled for. Work on your aim, little guy. But Noah left without saying a word. When I turned to Henry, he was smiling. You're such a jerk. I stomped out of the house furious at Henry. For days after that, I tried to talk to Noah, but he continued to ignore me. One day, the teacher announced that I was chosen to represent my school at the annual quiz competition, and I got busy with my books. I was studying in Henry's office one night after finishing work when I completely lost track of time and snapped back to over 30 missed calls from Pops. As I rushed down the hall blindly, I missed a turn and bumped right into Henry. You're still here? I was just leaving. Now? It's late. Let me drop you back. Don't you want to change? Should I? I blushed and we walked to his car. We sat in the back seat, and minutes into the ride, I dozed off. I woke up to Henry brushing his hands over my cheeks, pushing a strand of hair away. His eyes were the most perfect combination of blue and green. Sorry. Don't be. I enjoyed your snoring. I don't snore. I must be really tired, I guess. You work too hard. Take the day off tomorrow. Why do you do this? What? Be nice one second and an absolute moron the next. Henry looked straight into the mirror before turning toward me with a stern look. Maybe that's just who I am. A boring moron. But you're nothing like I imagined. He leaned forward, and I thought he was about to kiss me. I literally stopped breathing when he took a bottle lying next to me. He totally did that on purpose. When I got back home, I felt my heart beating hard. This was wrong, but why did it feel so right? A week later in school, I was doing some last-minute preparations in the library when I got stuck on an annoying question. My concentration was all over the place. I could solve that in under 15 seconds. I almost screamed when I felt Noah's hand on my shoulder, and I was annoyed to see him. Now you want to talk to me? Give me that. He took the notebook out of my hand and started scribbling something, and got the answers right. How? I'm the lesser-known genius in the family. I am so sorry about the other day, Noah. Don't worry about it. Let's hang out for ice cream after school, and we can talk. Sure, I'd love that. Noah volunteered to help me with the quiz, and I agreed. We would study till late at night, and I would often catch him stealing glances at me. When the final day of the quiz arrived, I was more than prepared to get that trophy home. And I did, along with a massive cash prize, which was enough to put me through college. Thank you for helping me. I couldn't have done this without you. I would do anything for you, Rose. I like you, and I think we should give us another shot. He looked at me with so much hope, but I couldn't do it. I like you too, Noah, but not in the way that you want me to. It's never gonna work out between us. Because of Henry? What do you even see in him? Noah's words made me realize what I'd been hiding from all this while, but I was too stubborn to accept it. No, it's not him. I have to work hard for my future, and I can't afford distractions. Noah looked at me heartbreakingly and left. After that day, I realized the whole thing was getting messier by the day. I decided on talking to Henry about it, but when I met him a few days later, he had something waiting for me. I'm leaving for Korea. You are coming. What? No. Listen, Henry, I have to talk to you. Just think of it as this one last thing before you leave. I'll let you go as soon as we're back. He was nothing but a pain in my butt, and I should be happy this was finally getting over with. Only I wasn't. If anything, it broke my heart. We flew the next day early in the morning in Henry's private jet, and he took me to a house in the city. I entered to see an old lady lying on the bed, and she lit up when she saw him. Henry sat next to her holding her hand while I watched him from a distance. He looked so tender, and it made me fall for him even more. When I found him alone, I asked him who she was. My grandmother. I lost my dad when I was a kid, and she's all I have. What about your stepdad and Noah? They're my mom's family, not mine. He looked so vulnerable, and I don't know why, but I felt like hugging him. I know how you feel. My granddad is my only family too. Looks like we have more in common than we thought. He placed his hands on mine, and I suddenly felt so close to him. I was in love. I knew it. When we flew back that night, I wanted to confess my feelings for Henry, but just as we got there, we were welcomed by Noah, Mr. Hampton, and a house full of guests. Everyone, meet Rose, the reason why we're celebrating tonight. What do you mean? While you were busy falling in love, I got the deal signed, and we are gonna demolish that precious planetarium of yours.
But that's not fair.
Too bad. Life's not fair. Like it wasn't fair to me when he came over and took everything that was mine. Just when I thought you couldn't stoop any lower.
My mind went spinning in 1,000 directions, and suddenly I slapped Noah hard on his face. You are a horrible person, and I'm ashamed I ever called you my friend. I ran out of that place feeling crushed, but I had no time to sulk. Pops, I, and a few other people collected as much money as possible to hire a lawyer to file a motion. A few weeks later, Pops came to me with shocking news.
I just got a call that the Hamptons are ready to give the planetarium back, along with $1 million.
What? That's amazing! But how? He handed me an anonymous letter that had all the details about exactly what had happened and how Noah had manipulated the situation. It was easy to guess who it was when I saw the handwriting. Henry. I called his office and his assistant told me that he'd left for Korea a week back. I'd lost him. When Pop saw me sulking later that night, he walked over and I told him everything.
Go. Tell him how you feel.
I hugged him and left for the airport. I reached Henry's grandmother's house and found him sitting on a bench in the grass. This view is so much better than your fancy office.
Rose, what are you doing here?
I got your letter. I just wanted to say thank you.
You came all this way to say thank you? That's not wise.
Wait, you're weird, stubborn, and a complete jerk.
Are you trying to insult me?
No, idiot. I'm trying to say I love you.
Hi, my name is Isabella, and I live in Paris. Please like and subscribe. I lived with my mom, who was an amazing seamstress and worked at a fashion house. She would often take me to work with her, and I loved wrapping different fabrics around myself and posing like a supermodel. So, you want to be a model or a designer? 'Cause you're killing it with that catwalk. Can I be both? Of course you can, sweetheart. You can be anything you want. Mom and I weren't your regular mother-daughter duo. We were best friends. I think that cute guy is looking at you, Mom. Don't look in his direction, please. Is he? Oh, do I look okay? How's my hair? Mom, you gave him that weird smile. Now he's gone. No problem. I've got you, baby. Yep, that's how we were. Totally each other's pals. Life was good until one day the fashion house where Mom worked laid off all their workers. And things took a turn for the worse when our landlord gave us an eviction notice soon after. In these awful times, Mom had no choice but to turn for help to her half-sister Amy. Mom had always told me they'd never gotten along, so I'd never met her before. But when we got to her house, I saw that my aunt lived in a huge mansion, and the welcome she gave us was totally unexpected. Oh my God, a single mom, jobless, homeless. I feel so sorry for you, honey. You must stay with me, I insist, as long as you like, and we have so much catching up to do. Wow, Amy, thanks a lot. Please let me know the rent, I'll arrange it. Rent? Oh, nonsense. I wouldn't dream of taking money from my sister. Mom looked as surprised as I felt, but I guess some people can change. She also had a daughter my age, Tanya, and the two of them led us excitedly to the guest room and had the cook make a really special dinner. But the very next day, my aunt called in a servant to move our things to the attic. Oh, it's a guest room. And since you're not a guest, I want to give you a more permanent arrangement. The attic is perfect. There's no noise and you'll sleep peacefully. Well, if only she'd let us live peacefully. Tanya and Aunt Amy would keep calling Mom and me for the smallest of tasks. Soon we were doing the dishes, cleaning the mansion, and doing their freaking laundry. And then she even asked Mom to stitch for her. She would bring loads of fabric and I would do some of the designing with Mom while she stitched her dresses. For free, of course. Mom, I hate doing all this. Let's just leave. Sweetheart, I got you into a great school with all my savings, and I can't afford rent. Let's try this for this school year. Honestly, I don't mind the chores. Plus, Amy and Tanya are family. No harm doing things for them. Well, I don't like your family. Hey, that's not very nice to say. But, yeah, me neither. And then Mom hit me with a pillow, and we both got into a pillow fight. We laughed and laughed until Aunt Amy yelled at us to keep it down. She's always such a buzzkill. Come on, let's sleep in this penthouse of ours. I knew Mom was just trying to be optimistic about the situation. For her sake, I also put on a smile and did everything Tanya, the brat, asked me to do. Isabella, come here. What do you think about this dress? Tell me I look cool, 'cause I totally do. Why on earth would you wear that thing? I stepped into her closet, picked out some clothes, and laid them on her bed. Try this skirt with this blouse. You'll look awesome. Yeah, I would look awesome in a garbage bag, but that's not the point. You clearly don't know anything about fashion, girl. No wonder your mom was laid off. Now get out. What a huge jerk. I left her room, and right then I realized I needed new clothes for school too. We went shopping at a thrift store, and what we saw there was amazing. Mom, this is a Prada dress. Oh my God, it's vintage. The moment I got home, I started working on it and made it something entirely new, and it sure made heads turn on my first day at school. I love what you did with your skirt. Is that Prada? Yes, it is. I just cut the edges to give it that flair. Everyone was giving me compliments, but just then I heard Tanya's voice. Don't be fooled by her looks. She's not who you think she is. Yeah, you got me. I'm a secret agent. My name is Bond, Isabella Bond. The girls around started to giggle, and Tanya looked annoyed. What are you talking about? And why don't you just tell them where you got the dress from, huh? She got it from the thrift store. Yeah, you heard me, a thrift store. Suddenly, all the girls who were praising me just moments ago looked at me with disgust. So what? I still look better than all of you combined. Girls, don't hate me 'cause you ain't me. I just flipped my hair and walked to my class. Sure, Tanya's mom was letting us stay in the attic for free, but Mom was paying for me to be at this school, and I wasn't putting up with anyone's nonsense. Tanya and her friends kept being a pain in my butt at school, and one day I was feeling particularly bad-tempered when I got home, only to find Aunt Amy in a great mood. She seemed really excited. The moment she saw me, she handed me the keys to the guest room and started giving Mom and me instructions on cleaning. Someone very special is coming to stay for a few days, and I want my mansion to be spotless. And while our guest is here, both of you will call me and Tanya ma'am. Is that clear? Off you go now. When my aunt was out of earshot, I asked Mom who the guest was. How would I know? You think ma'am tells me anything? I'm sure it's someone just as awful as ma'am. I'd been meaning to go to the guest room for days because the last time I was there, I'd left my sketchbook. But I looked for it everywhere and didn't find it. I was searching for it under the bed when I saw a boy on all fours looking straight at me. Hey, what you doing down there? I was so startled, I hit my head. Holy piece of ouch! Oh, you scared me, man. Who are you? As I came up rubbing my head, I noticed that the boy was my age and really cute. Sorry, I didn't mean to. I'm Josh, and I'm staying here for... Just then, Tanya came prancing into the room, wearing shorts and a tank top in the middle of freaking December. There you are, Josh. I was looking everywhere. Hey, you haven't cleaned yet? Hurry up. What do we pay you for? Maids these days, so lazy and useless. Maid? How dare she? I'm done here. I was just leaving. Shall I fetch your coat since you forgot to wear clothes, ma'am? No, thank you. Josh, what do you think of my clothes? Yeah, great. You look great, Tanya. I agree. And you're welcome to look. Gosh, she was such a shameless flirt, and soon enough it was obvious what Aunt and Tanya were up to. Josh was the son of Aunt's rich friend, and clearly both of them had one goal: set Tanya up with Josh. Tanya was desperately trying to impress him and making a fool out of herself in the process. One evening, she brought out a jigsaw puzzle she'd been working on for months. You see this? I did it in just 4 months. Can you believe it? Am I missing something? Duh, look, it says 2 to 4 years. I finished it in record-breaking time. I almost burst out laughing. And just then I caught Josh's eye. He was trying really hard not to laugh too. Later that night, it was snowing outside, and I picked up my skating shoes to go to the frozen lake nearby. Just as I was sneaking out, I heard a loud noise from the kitchen, and I found Josh there. Hey, did I wake you up? I just wanted some hot chocolate, and I can't find anything. Oh, well, good luck. Wait, can you make it for me? I could, but I'm not gonna. I'm going out. Okay, fine. Can you at least switch the stove on? You don't know how to switch the stove on? Yeah, well, I've never done it. Wow. Why are you rich people like that? Like what? Just so spoiled. You'll go to the best schools and travel the world, blah, 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 but you don't know something so basic? Is it beneath you to learn that? No, I just never needed to. Well, now you do, and you look like an idiot. Goodbye. I ran off to the lake, and as I started skating, I felt I'd maybe been too harsh with Josh. Just then I heard someone yell my name, and I looked around to see him behind me. What are you doing here? I came to tell you that I think you're really judgmental. You don't even know me, and you've just decided that I'm some spoiled brat. And I'm... Suddenly, Josh lost control and crashed right into me. We landed in a heap. I got up on my feet immediately, but Josh winced in pain. Ouch, I think I hurt my ankle. Help me up now. Okay, but say please. Say please help me, oh Isabella. Geez, okay. Please help me, oh Isabella. I helped him up and he leaned on my shoulder, but at this rate, we'd get home by dawn. So I carried him back home. Brought you back safe and sound, Your Highness. Just put this on your foot, it'll get better. Shall the servant take her leave now? Thank you for everything, but tell me, you're not really a maid, are you? I ended up telling Josh everything, and he was rather shocked. He seemed like a really nice guy, and our friendship grew over the next few days. Josh told me how his mom and Aunt Amy had a business together. His mom was a designer, and he was in town to apply to top fashion universities. I showed him some of my designs one night, and he was really impressed. The next time we met, Josh brought some admission forms for me and made me fill them in. You can be a top designer. I know it, Bella. Bella? Did you just give me a nickname? Yeah. Tell me, do you like it? He was so close to me, and just when I thought he'd kiss me, I heard Aunt Amy's voice. Oh, you're here! What are you guys talking about? Josh was asking me where fashionable ghosts shop, and I told him the truth. They go to the boutique. Josh started to laugh, and my aunt just glared at me and left. The next day, I took a day off from school and went out with Josh. When I spotted some kids sledding in a park, I had an idea. I borrowed a sled from a kid and made Josh sit with me. And then off we went. Oh God, please slow down. Just hold on tight, I won't let anything happen to you. Well, we ended up flying off the sled and rolling in the snow. I couldn't stop laughing. And just then, Josh leaned over and looked deep into my eyes. And then he kissed me. And it was the most perfect kiss. Josh left a few days later, and soon after, I received my interview letter from the university. I prepped day and night for it, but on the day, right when I was about to leave, I couldn't find my sketchbook. I had to show my designs at the interview. When I went downstairs, I screamed when I saw Tanya burning my sketchbooks on the stove. No, what are you doing? Oh, you think you can steal my boyfriend and be some big shot designer, huh? Not on my clock. I just lost it. I leapt forward and gave Tanya a much-deserved slap. How dare you? Just then, Mom stepped in, looking like an angry lioness. Zip it, Amy. I've had enough. I've put up with everything, but I will not put up with you or your dumb brat hurting my daughter. And you can do whatever, but one thing is certain. My daughter will be something big one day, and you'll just be jealous morons. That day, Mom and I left that crazy house. I had to go straight to the interview without my portfolio, and I was feeling so nervous. But just minutes before I started, I spotted Josh running to me, and behind him was his mom. Oh, Josh, you're back. What are you doing here? We went to your aunt's house, and you weren't there. I knew you had an interview today, and I needed to show you something. He then showed me an Instagram page, and what shook me was that all the models were wearing dresses I had designed and Mom had stitched. What? These are my designs. Yes, and your aunt was selling them and claiming them as hers. The moment you showed me your designs, I figured she was up to no good. My missing design book and all the dresses she made Mom stitch. It made sense. That witch was making us work without a penny or any credit. Josh's mom went inside where the interview panel was waiting, and she told them how her brand was using my work. The panel was pretty impressed seeing my work on her Instagram page, and I got in. Josh's mom cut all business ties with Aunt Amy and even hired my mom. I heard Aunt was in a great deal of debt and had to sell almost everything, including her house. Well, she deserved it. I got into fashion designing school with Josh and graduated with flying colors. He asked me to marry him soon after, and of course I said yes. By the time I was 25, I became one of the top fashion designers in my country. And when my work was showcased at Paris Fashion Week, I was my own showstopper. I could never be what I am today without my first inspiration and my best friend. I don't know if you know this, but ever since I was a kid, the person I've wanted to be the most is you, Mom. Thank you for everything. I love you.
It all went down the day after Thanksgiving. I was really looking forward to my leftover turkey sandwich when this newspaper slapped me in the face and I dropped it. My stomach churned. 1, because my lunch was now dirt, and 2, I just caught a faceful of Ryland's grin. The unstoppable superstar I can't escape. Ugh, I hated him. And then my day just got a whole lot worse.
It's for my granddaughter. Which one do you think she'll like more? The silver jacket Rylan or the gold jacket Rylan?
They look the same to me.
They're not the same, dear. The golden one makes his eyes look more blue, and the silver makes his hair look glossier. And if you see closely...
Oh my god, they're just stupid figurines! He's not gonna jump up and do a private concert in your cart! Just then my boss started calling me and I rushed back to work. In the evening, I headed to an ice cream parlor to catch a break. But blocking my way was a life-size cutout of Rylan. Get out of my way!
Ma'am, are you okay?
Does this thing really need to be right at the entrance?
Yes, it's part of the Ryan Pierce Summer Sweets campaign. We get a bonus if we sell enough triple scoop sundaes.
I don't care if this gets you a golden ticket to Willy Wonka's factory. Get this thing out of my face! It's scaring me. I grabbed the cutout and stomped on it. The store manager tried to stop me, but I was so furious I couldn't stop. And before I knew it, I was booked for vandalism. Hi, I'm Eva, and I hate Rylan Pierce. But can you really blame me? Rylan and I grew up in the same tiny town. For me, music was an escape when things at home got heavy. Dad was always losing jobs, and Mom never had the education to get one. My sister Sky and I started working young just to keep the fridge full. But for Rylan, music meant everything. He wanted the spotlight, the stage, the world.
One day, I'm gonna be rich enough to leave this town and make music that actually makes people feel something.
And what, leave me behind?
No way. You're my inspiration, Eva. I'm taking you with me.
But right after high school, Rylan started singing at this little cafe downtown and got spotted by a music label. He moved to LA with his mom. And for a while, we stayed in touch. But then he just cut me off. He didn't answer my calls, never replied to my texts. And one night, I saw him on TV, surrounded by girls, smiling without a care in the world. It was obvious he'd forgotten all about me. So eventually, I gave up going after him. We were best friends, and I always thought we could be more, but clearly I was wrong. That was 3 years back, and now he's a superstar with his face splashed across every billboard on Earth. And every time I see him, I'm reminded of his betrayal. Like today. The police let me off with a warning, and I asked Sky to come pick me up.
So, what happened?
I just wanted to have ice cream, but this giant Rylan cutout was in my face. So I gently pushed it aside.
You shredded it to pieces and traumatized a 5-year-old. And this is not even the first time you've reacted like this. You go feral every time you hear Rylan's name. You have a playlist called Songs I'd Sing If Rylan Didn't Leave Me. You're still in love with him.
No, I was never in love with him. I just liked him. A teeny, tiny, microscopic, okay, a medium-sized amount.
You cried enough to sink the Titanic when he left. Look, all I'm saying is you clearly have some unresolved trauma with Rylan. And if you don't start unpacking that, you'll turn into one of those vicious cat ladies who scream at people for laughing.
I tried to close Rylan's chapter and get on with my life. I left my hometown and moved to New York with Sky. I got a haircut, even went on dates. And most of them sucked. But to be fair, it wasn't entirely their fault things didn't work out.
So I'm studying to be a zoologist.
Ah, perfect. As a zookeeper, do you think you could get me a snake? I've been thinking about keeping one as a pet. I'll name him Rylan. Cool, right?
This band makes such good music!
But you know who doesn't make good music? Rylan Pierce. I have this theory that if you remove the background music, he sounds like a dying dolphin. Also, I think he uses auto-tune. Somehow, every conversation circled back to Rylan, which obviously put my dates off. So eventually, I just gave up on love and threw myself into work. I worked for this magazine, where I mostly follow my boss around at fancy events, and I was doing a pretty good job, until one afternoon, everything changed. My boss had opened a golf club, and I was managing the launch event for the magazine when I saw someone familiar. Rylan? I thought I was hallucinating, but my boss had invited celebrities to play a few rounds of golf, so it wasn't totally impossible. So I ditched the interview and decided to follow him. I trailed him around the corner and saw him walk into the men's changing room. I waited outside, but when he didn't come out after 5 minutes, I threw all my common sense to the trash and went in.
Ah!
Oh my God! It is you! My brain flatlined, and all the angry speeches I'd rehearsed for 5 years flew out the window. It felt like an out-of-body experience, like the betrayed version of me was frozen in place, and the part that still loved Rylan broke free and threw her arms around him.
What are you doing?
I swear, I thought I was gonna kick you in the face the next time I saw you, but I'm just so happy right now. I've missed you so much. Suddenly, 2 strong hands gripped me and pulled me off Rylan. Guys, I know you're doing your job, but I know him. Tell them, Rylan.
Tell them what? I have no idea who you are.
What? Of course you know. I'm Eva.
You're not gonna stop, are you? Here, take this and get out.
He turned to leave, but I grabbed his arm. Rylan, it's me, Eva. Why are you pretending not to know me? What kind of sick game are you playing?
Get off me, you psycho!
His security dragged me out as I kicked and screamed, and then they threw me out of the venue. If that wasn't humiliating enough, my boss fired me for creating a nuisance. I lost my job, my dignity, and my emotional stability all in one day. And I was devastated. I spent years imagining this moment, where I'd yell, he'd apologize, maybe laugh, maybe cry. I never thought he'd just look through me like I was a complete stranger.
That's because he is a jerk. And now that you've hit rock bottom, you can only go up from here.
Or I could keep digging till I enter another dimension and get away from my miserable life. Sky tried to cheer me up, but I couldn't stop thinking, why would Rylan pretend not to remember me? I spent the whole night digging for answers. And sure, Rylan mentioned his hometown in his interviews, but nothing about school, friends, or any childhood memories. Even other people were confused. That's so weird. No one forgets high school unless they want to. What if Rylan Pierce is just a stage name for this guy, and the real dude's locked in a basement somewhere? Most of these theories made no sense. But after the way he acted at the golf club, I knew something was up. And as luck would have it, his team was apparently hiring an assistant for him. Bingo! I applied under a fake name, told Sky I was off on vacation, and booked a flight to LA. If Rylan wasn't gonna let me get close to him as Eva, I had to go in as a completely different person and find out what had happened in the last 5 years. So I dyed my hair and changed my eye color. But when I got to the interview, the place was crawling with applicants, mostly girls with Rylan's face slapped across their t-shirts. I was the only one who didn't look like a deranged fan. And that's exactly what got me in.
I was beginning to wonder if anyone normal's gonna show up. Most of these girls are hoping Rylan will walk in and sign their forehead.
Yeah, I noticed he's not around.
He hates interviews, or anything public. The last time he was out at this golf event, and he got ambushed by this crazy fan. Anyway, your resume's strong and you don't look like an idiot obsessed with Rylan. So I guess, welcome to the team, Leah.
Yep, they really had no idea. By the end of the day, Rylan's team showed me the ropes and gave me a not-so-short list of things I had to do for Rylan. I managed to cover most of it, but the next morning when he walked in, I was still wildly unprepared.
So you're the new assistant.
Yes, I'm Leah, a huge fan.
Shocker. What's my day looking like?
Since when had this boy become so rude? Over the next week, I bent over backwards to make Rylan's life easier. Color-coded his schedule, fetched his dry cleaning, chased him across studios. But he barely looked at me. Except, of course, when he needed to bark orders.
This is the wrong shade of black. I said onyx, not raven.
They're literally identical.
Oh, really? I must be blind then.
I didn't mean...
Give me the right t-shirt now. I'm already late for the interview. God, it's awful. How difficult is it to get one iced latte right? Am I asking for the moon here? Fix it!
He'd made it his life's personal mission to offend everyone around him. And I was so busy trying not to set him off, I barely had time to breathe, let alone dig into the mystery I came here to solve. But one night, I spotted him in the media room watching a movie, and I decided to ask some questions, pretending they were an interview for a magazine. But as I got closer, I realized he was sleeping. I leaned in just to confirm. When suddenly, he grabbed my wrist and pinned me to the couch.
What are you doing?
I was just checking if you were alive. You're a really quiet breather.
Why are you here?
I just had to ask you about this interview for a teen magazine.
And this couldn't wait until morning?
Yes, but then I thought, maybe not. Rylan finally let me go, and I sat up straight.
Don't ever do that again. I could have hurt you.
It's totally my fault. I'm very sorry. Wait, you're watching Frozen? Rylan fumbled with the remote and shut off the TV. I wasn't judging. I love Frozen too. Everyone thinks it's for kids, but it's really about breaking free of expectations.
Get to the point.
Right. Okay, so could you tell me a bit about the town you grew up in?
It was a small town, nothing special.
And high school? Were you popular? Did you have any friends? Or maybe best friends?
Nope.
Nope to all 4 questions?
Who cares about all this?
Your fans do? They want to know more about you and your life. More personal stuff, like, you know, first crushes, or maybe you could talk about that scar on your arm?
How do you know about that?
I froze. That scar happened when Rylan fell off his bike in middle school. But I wasn't supposed to remember that. Not as Leah. Oh, I saw it once, at the pool. You were swimming.
You were watching me swim?
Yeah, but like, not in a creepy way. I was just there, hovering in the background, in case you needed something. Rylan got closer, and I stopped breathing.
You know, that sounds both suspicious and creepy, and I don't like either. You got any more questions?
Yeah. Have you liked and subscribed to MSA? It's this really cool channel on YouTube. He practically threw me out of there. But hey, I bet he's gonna do it later. And you better do it too. After that bombed spectacularly, I was pretty sure Rylan was onto me. I caught him watching me intensely a few times, and someone from the team casually mentioned he'd asked for my background. I needed to fix things. So when his manager said he had a big concert in Korea coming, I figured it was my chance to get in his good books. I was doing his bookings when I found a crazy deal on a 5-star hotel. But just as I punched the card details, the screen went blank. And minutes later, Rylan burst in.
Who used my card to make an online booking?
I did, but I don't think it went through. My laptop sort of died on me.
Oh, it went through. To hackers. Half my account's been drained. Thank God I caught it early and froze the card. What were you thinking?
I'm sorry. I swear it was a mistake. There was this massive discount on a really good 5-star hotel, and I thought...
You got my card hacked for a discount? I'm Rylan Pierce. I don't need discounts. Man, this has got to be the
dumbest thing I've heard.
Okay, yes, I messed up, but I can fix this.
No, just pack your things and leave. You're fired!
His words hit like a punch to the gut, and that night, I cried into my pillow like a total wreck. This was my one chance to be around Rylan again, and I blew it. Still, if I was getting kicked out, I figured I might as well go out swinging and remind him who I was. I had nothing to lose, and he'd already fired me. But the next morning, when I walked up to his room, I heard him yelling on the phone.
You could threaten me all you want, but if you lay a hand on her... Are you listening to me?
And then he hung up and hurled the phone at the wall. And then he saw me.
Oh, so now you're eavesdropping too?
I wasn't trying to listen, but are you okay?
That's none of your business. Get out!
Why are you so rude, dude? I know I've made a mistake, but you're not exactly boss of the year either. You're rude, mean, and you act like everyone around you is beneath you. I don't know what your deal is, but I'm not your punching bag. But Rylan's eyes were locked on the window like I wasn't even there. Look at me when I'm talking to you.
Oh God, I need to leave.
Oh, no. You don't get to leave. Not until I'm done talking.
Dang it, I don't have time for this!
He grabbed my hand, yanked open the door, and dragged me into the hallway. I scrambled to keep up as he charged down the stairs, straight into a basement that looked like something out of The Conjuring. Where are we going?
Just keep moving.
Where? It looks like we're headed into a dungeon. I don't have a good feeling about this. At least tell me what's happening. Just then, Rylan kicked open a side door and led me outside to a motorbike.
Hop on.
On that? No way! That thing's barely got a seat. Just then, I heard shouting. I turned around and saw these men in suits running toward us. One of them fired a warning shot. It hit the metal doorframe behind us. Oh my God! Why are they firing at us?
Just get on the freaking bike!
I hopped on and he hit the gas. The bike shot forward and I screamed like a dying goat.
I'm too young to die! I don't even know how to file my own taxes! I still lie to my dentist about flossing! Why am I on this bike? Ah!
We swerved into the street, narrowly missing a trash truck, a street vendor, and a dog. Just as I thought we'd lost them, a car came out of nowhere behind us. Before I could even sit up, two men in dark clothes grabbed me. A strong-smelling napkin was held to my face, and everything went dark. I woke up in the middle of this abandoned amusement park, tied to a pole, with two weird-looking men staring at me.
Oh, look, she's up. I thought we broke you, little birdie.
Yeah, little birdie, 'cause you look fly.
Can I just get a little bit of space? We talked about this before. I will come in, I'll talk to the hostage, while you stand in a corner and look intimidatable.
Sorry to interrupt, but intimidatable is not a word.
You see what you did? She's correcting my grammar now. You made me look like idiot.
An idiot.
Shut up! You're tied to a pole. Be scared, ask us why you're here, who we are, etc., etc.
Why, it's obvious you've kidnapped me. But if this is for ransom, you should know that I'm really broke. The only thing I can offer is a handful of skincare samples and maybe a healing crystal my mom picked up on Black Friday. I doubt that's what you're after. So please, be a gentleman and let me go.
I don't think so.
I turned around and saw this guy. Tall, broad, with eyes so cold, it made my bones shiver.
Hi there. I'm Charles Luciano, but most people call me Lucky.
Lucky?
It's misleading, I know. Sounds harmless, even charming. But if you've heard my name, it means things have already gone very wrong for you. Now, where is Rylan?
I have no idea. He literally threw me on the pavement and zoomed away. If you find him, tell him that was a jerk move.
I find that particularly hard to believe, because you guys left his house together. And if my information is correct, you were best friends with him in high school, right, Eva?
How do you know that?
Oh, I know a lot more. Like your sister Sky. I also know where your parents live, what they do, what time they leave the house, every day. You're not that hard to track.
I gulped hard as Lucky inched closer.
You look scared. Good. That means you understand the situation. So, let's try this again. Where is Rylan?
Look, I swear I don't know where Rylan is right now. I came here because that fart face forgot me, and I just wanted answers. And I can tell you his schedule, what he likes in his coffee, but beyond that, I'm useless.
Oh no, you're very useful. People like Rylan always show up when something they care about starts to bleed. Lock her down.
His men grabbed me by the arms and threw me into some grimy maintenance room. And one of them jabbed me with something. Ow! What was that?
Just something to help you sleep.
When suddenly, someone tapped on the window. Oh my god, it's the ghost of Prince Harry!
It's me, Rylan, you lunatic.
Rylan? I don't know any Rylan.
You don't recognize me?
You should see your face. That doesn't feel nice, right? Right?
He popped the lock on the window and climbed through like an action hero.
I don't know what's wrong with you, but we gotta hurry. Can you climb through that window?
Which one? I can see like 5?
Did you hit your head or something?
No, my head is fine. But my butt? Not so much. I think it's the injection these people gave me. I feel like a microwaved rubber duck. Very melty.
Oh, great. They tranquilized you.
Tranka what?
Tranquilized. You know what? Let's just not talk about that right now. Can you run?
I can run to the end of the world for you, Rylan. Oh, wait. I have a better idea.
I picked up a broom and started kicking it wildly.
What are you doing?
I'm seeing if this has magic. You know, like Harry Potter. Maybe we could fly out of here. That would be awesome.
But Rylan just rolled his eyes and quickly stacked a makeshift ladder from crates and buckets. Somehow, I managed to crawl onto the crates while Rylan pushed from behind. With one final shove, I tumbled out the window and landed in a bush. Rylan climbed out behind me, swept me off my feet, and we sneaked out of the amusement park.
What kind of kidnappers were these? Trash security.
Shouldn't you be happy you're not tied to a pole?
I am happy you're here.
I held on to Rylan tight. He was close. So close I could feel his heartbeat. And his abs. Which, if I'm being honest, were to die for. I don't remember much after that, but I woke up feeling like I'd been hit by a truck. Then I looked around and saw I was in an unknown room, an unknown house. I panicked and ran downstairs and saw Rylan making pancakes. What is this creepy place?
It's my friend's house. You look like someone ran you over with a lawnmower.
Jeez, Rylan, slow down on the compliments. And please, tell me why I was kidnapped by a bunch of weirdos? And who the heck is Lucky? And that's when Rylan told me the whole story.
3 years ago, I signed a record deal with Lucky. Everything was great, but then things started getting shady. Lucky controlled my money, who I could talk to, or where I could perform. It just didn't sit right with me. And that's when I found out that he was taking my money and running shady businesses in my name.
What kind of businesses?
Smuggling tech in the name of concert equipment, and then funneling black money through my account. So if things go bad, I take the fall and he goes scot-free.
Oh my god, that's awful.
Yeah, I didn't want to be a part of it. So I told Lucky I was done, but he threatened to sue me for breach of contract. I had enough evidence to take him down, so Mom and I decided to run. But before we could get away, I got in a car accident. I was apparently in a coma for a while, and when I woke up, I lost my memory.
Wait, what? Coma? And what do you mean you lost your memory?
I remembered my name, my mom, I can't bring him down till I know Mom's safe.
And now that you're here, what if he harms your mom?
He won't. The Korea concert is his biggest money consignment yet. If he harms my mom, he loses leverage. And if I don't go, he loses money. It's a big loss for him.
As I listened to Rylan's story, I started to grasp everything he'd been through. The manipulation, losing his mom and his memory. But what really hit me was realizing he really didn't remember me. Every moment we'd spent together, had just been wiped clean from his life. And before I knew it, I was fighting tears.
You're upset because we used to be friends, right? Ava?
Wait, what? Do you remember me?
I don't. I'm really sorry. I put a tracker on you when we escaped, just in case we got separated, and followed you to the amusement park. There, I overheard Lucky say you were my best friend in high school and that your name was Ava. I guess it just makes sense. I've been a total jerk to you and you still stuck around, so it's obvious I meant something to you.
Well, yeah. You were my best friend. We spent some of our best times together. So when I saw you at the golf event and you acted like I was a stranger to you, it tore me up.
So that's why you look so familiar.
Yeah. I just wanted to know why you refused to recognize me. So I pretended to be someone else and came here looking for answers. And now I'll help you find your mom.
No, I'm not putting you in more danger than I already have.
Rylan, I spent 3 years angry at you for shutting me out without knowing what you were really going through. That scumbag Lucky pulled you in, and when you tried to get away, he staged the accident that stole your memory, and now he's using your mom as leverage to keep you under his thumb? We need to put an end to this. So let me help you. Maybe then I can finally let go of the past. And also, I need payback for whatever the heck he injected me with. Rylan smiled at me, and then we got right to business. He said the only 2 places that Lucky could have some information on his mom was in his main office or his home office. He'd already been to the main one and didn't find anything, and his home office was locked behind a fingerprint scanner.
Lucky's having an art exhibition at his place tonight. We'll go in as waiters, so it's easy for us to get a glass, a spoon, or anything with his fingerprints. Security would be too busy managing VIPs to notice a couple of background staff. Here, take this.
Ew! Whose teeth are these?
Yours, it's part of your disguise. And this mole, too.
Okay, but why do I need to look like the second cousin of the ugliest person on Earth?
Because ugly girls are invisible to Lucky. Trust me, you don't want to look pretty around him. He's a total creep.
Yeah, I kind of got that feeling. But wait, did you just say that I'm pretty?
I thought that was obvious.
He said it so casually, like he hadn't just kicked my heart into Olympic-level backflips. Not that I had time to process it, because an hour later, we had to leave for Lucky's mansion. The place was packed, but our disguises were foolproof. Yet somehow, I was still nervous.
Would you just leave that thing alone?
I can't help it. It's so itchy. Can we drop this, please?
No. Now remember the plan. You take his fingerprints and come straight to me. I'll wait for you on the 2nd floor behind the 3rd pillar.
Wait, 3rd from the left or the right?
There's only one way up, unless you're Spider-Man and you can climb walls.
Right, sorry. Just nervous. Suddenly, his hands were on my shoulders.
We can still back out if you want, Ava.
Nope, I'm doing this. But I could use a little help. Can you sing Baby Shark for me? It always calms me down.
Now?
Yes, please.
Fine. Baby shark doo 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 doo.
Ryan started flapping his arms like a deranged penguin, and I laughed so hard I nearly doubled over. That was epic. Also, I was just kidding. But thanks for the distraction.
Glad I could help. Now let's get this show on the road.
Rylan slipped inside the house, and I took a deep breath and made my move. The party was in full swing, and Lucky stood in a corner, chatting with some people. Just then, I spotted a waiter passing by. Hi, sorry, your fly's open. He looked down. I snatched the tray from his hands.
Give that back!
He grabbed one end of the tray, but I held on. And when he didn't let go, I kicked him in the shin and sent him limping. And then slowly made my way to Lucky. May I interest you in some amuse bouche, sir?
What?
Mouse booch? Oh, your glass is empty. Let me just get that refilled. I plucked the glass from his hand and turned to walk away.
Stop.
I froze. Oh my God, did he recognize me? But then Lucky just walked up to me and smiled. I was ready to bolt.
It's amuse-bouche, not Maus-Bouch.
Of course. My German's a little slippery.
It's French.
You're so sophisticated. I'll get you your drink, sir. And before he could say another word, I ran upstairs to Rylan.
Where's your mole?
I don't know. Probably lost it somewhere in that fight with the waiter.
Oh, yeah. I saw that. Kinda cool. Okay, let's go.
Rylan led me down the hallway to the office, and I gave him the glass. He pulled out a strip of tape and pressed it carefully over the spot where Lucky had touched it. Then he placed the tape over the scanner, and it worked! But before we went in, Rylan pulled something from his pocket and handed it over.
Take this tracker and put it in Lucky's car. If this goes sideways, I want at least one of us free to keep the plan alive. I'll text you the license plate. Now get out of here.
Rylan!
No arguments, just go.
I nodded and slipped out of the house. I found Lucky's car and put the tracker under the rear bumper. I was on my way back to the house when suddenly I saw Lucky's men dragging Rylan toward the car. He spotted me too and signaled me to hide. I wanted to pounce on Lucky and kick him in his smug face, but I knew the plan mattered more. So I stayed hidden, and the next morning, I found out that Rylan had left for Korea. If I wanted to know where they were keeping his mom, I had to act fast. So I spent the next few hours tracking Lucky's car. Most of it was boring rich guy stuff. Studio lots, hotel rooftops, a gaming center. But then he went to an old lighthouse on a cliff. It had been abandoned years ago. What was he doing here? I pushed through the door and walked into a hallway. And then I heard voices and followed them. I stopped outside a half-open door and spotted Lucky inside talking to some men.
Is Rylan gonna behave now?
Oh, he'll behave. If he doesn't, his mommy becomes collateral damage. And frankly, I'm done babysitting that spoiled star boy. After this concert is over, I'll destroy his career, his name, everything.
And the girl?
She's just a stupid girl in love with Rylan. I'll handle her too. Now, let's discuss the details of the shipment, shall we?
Well, this stupid girl in love is about to poop on your plan. I pulled out my phone, but just as I clicked record, the flash went off.
What was that?
I bolted as Lucky's men poured out of the room after me. The staircase curled around me as I ran up, desperately trying to find an escape, and the guards pounding right behind me. Just when I thought I was out of options, someone grabbed me and yanked me inside a closet. Mrs. Pierce? Shh, not now. We waited in silence until the stairs cleared, and then Mrs. Pierce led me to a tiny room tucked under the staircase. Are you trying to get yourself killed? I came here for you. I'm Eva. You remember me?
Of course I do. You always clogged my toilets when you came.
You had really bad plumbing. But we'll talk about that later. Right now, we need to leave. I grabbed her arm, but she pulled away. Please, Mrs. Pierce, if we don't go, Rylan will get into a lot of trouble. And if I do, Rylan might die. She told me that when Rylan first got his contract with Lucky's label, she suspected Lucky was bad news.
I tried to get Rylan to step away sooner, but he was really enjoying his fame, and I didn't want to take that from him. But eventually, he saw the truth for himself and tried to leave, but then the accident happened.
You should have contacted me, Mrs. Pierce. I could have helped you.
Lucky made it very clear. He wanted me to stay away, or Rylan would suffer. I was too scared to reach out to anyone. I always felt like he was keeping tabs on me. But somehow, Rylan found me. And when he called, I couldn't just lie to him. So I told him everything. And Lucky found out. And now he's got me trapped in this dingy place.
Well, Rylan's been collecting proof to pin Lucky down, but he can't do anything till he knows you're safe. So please, you need to come with me before things really get out of hand. Somehow, I convinced Mrs. Pierce, and we slipped out of the room quietly. But when we looked down, the guards were still patrolling. So she took me to the top floor, opened this heavy metal door, and the wind slapped me in the face.
Hurry, we need to climb down this maintenance ladder.
You can't be serious.
It's the only way, honey.
Yeah, the only way to heaven. And Rylan will kill me if anything happens to you. Although, I might die anyway.
Oh, don't worry about me. Back in my day, I was a trapeze artist.
This is nothing for me. Yeah, well, I failed gym class, so I'm not so sure. But as I said my last prayers, I grabbed the first rung. The wind nearly knocked me off, but somehow I balanced myself, and we made it to the bottom. I let out an excited whoop, and just then, a bunch of guards spotted us. Before I could even think, Mrs. Pierce grabbed my hand and started running to the edge of the cliff. Are we seriously gonna do what I'm thinking we're gonna do? It's the only... Do not finish that sentence! Take a deep breath and tuck in your knees. We'll jump in on 3. 1, 2... And we crashed in the water. The current was strong, but she held on to me and we swam to the shore. Then we hitchhiked, stopped at a payphone, and I dialed Ryland's number. But it went to voicemail. So I dropped him a message that his mom was safe with me and prayed that he would receive it. It's been almost a month since Ryland went live on stage and exposed everything. How Lucky manipulated him, used his name for illegal deals, and kept his mom hidden to control him. And once he came back from Korea, he handed over every piece of evidence he had to the police and got Lucky's butt thrown in jail. As for me, I came back home. Sky gave me the earful of the century and grounded me like we were 12 again, which I didn't mind. I was exhausted. The only downside was that the news really blew up in the media, and since Ryland was caught in the middle of this mess, he'd gone radio silent. Again.
Wow, your aim's incredible. Not one on the board. Anyway, someone's here to see you.
I rushed downstairs and saw Ryland standing at our front gate. I quickly yanked him inside. Are you insane? If someone spots you, this place will turn into a stampede.
Nice to see you too.
I thought you were laying low.
Yeah, well, I got tired of hiding. Also, I haven't thanked you properly for helping my mom. But I heard the escape plan was mostly hers, and you were just crying for your life.
Excuse me? I literally risked my life to get your mom out. I may have caused a tiny scene when she asked me to climb down the lighthouse and then jump off a cliff. But anyone would get freaked out by that.
Okay, I'd love to get to know you all over again.
Are you sure? 'Cause that's gonna take a while.
Oh, I got plenty.
The heir of that painting is a young, charming millionaire, and you will get to know him. You need to earn his trust completely, so he lets you into his life and his home. Then, when the time is right, you'll steal the painting from a high-security vault inside his house and bring it back to me.
Do y'all remember Eric? You know, the guy Meredith and I were fighting over the night Mom went into a coma? The guy who was so hot he made boiling water look cool? The guy whose smile shone brighter than the sun and whose eyes were deeper than the Amazon rainforest? The guy who...
He looks familiar. Oh my god, I've kissed this guy once.
Yeah, the guy who stole my heart the minute I saw him, and then Meredith kissed him.
Do you girls know him?
Not super well, but I'd rate him number 8 on my list of good kissers. And I've kissed tons of people, so that's pretty high. Oh, Pierre, you really gotta see his brothers. They look like...
Ugly old girls, I know. I know everything about him, but how well does he know you?
He and his family lived in our neighborhood only for a month, and that was years ago. I don't think he'd recognize me now.
Yeah, she's not that memorable.
You're all still going in disguise. We have to convince him that you're just a stranger who has randomly bumped into him with no agenda. Also, he must believe you're very rich, so he doesn't think you're gold digger.
From Pierre, we learned that Eric's mom had passed away at his birth, and his dad had remarried a woman years later who already had children of her own, the quadruplets.
The world makes sense again. Thank you.
Eric's maternal grandmother recently left the painting to him in her will. His father is a big business tycoon, so they always have security at the mansion. But the painting is even harder to access. The only way you'll make it in and out of there is if you're welcomed into their home.
I couldn't believe that of all the millionaires in the world, I had to pretend to like Eric, make him fall for me, and then rob him blind. And how was he even better looking now? Over the next few days, I took on the identity of Christina Delafour, a wealthy socialite with a law degree who lived in a beautiful apartment in a posh area and wore only designer brands. Wow, this Givenchy coat is stunning.
It's Givenchy, you moron!
Okay, geez.
Also, Pierre, can't someone do a background check on me and easily find out that I did not graduate from Harvard and that I don't have parents who made a fortune out of selling toilets in India and now live there?
If anyone runs a check, they'll find all this information to be accurate. I've made sure of it, and no one is interested in the law or toilets. So they won't ask you many questions. Now, show me how to walk in heels like a rich lady.
Fine. Meredith, pass me the Jackie Chim Chews.
Oh my god, they'll know you're fake in a second.
I was joking. Relax. I've hung out with enough rich people to pick up a few things. I got this. And then, a week later, I was inserted into Eric's life. We talked over coffee for an hour, and I thought it was going really well. But when it was time to part ways, he didn't ask for my number and just left. Ugh. I'd failed to capture his interest. I'd have to plan another encounter without seeming suspicious. As I was walking away distracted, I ran straight into a garbage can and stubbed my toe hard.
Son of a biscuit! Holy mother of fudge!
I was still hopping around when I crashed into a woman pushing a stroller, and a doll went flying out of her hand onto the road. Just then, the car ran over the doll and turned it into a pancake.
You destroyed my child's precious doll!
I'm so sorry. It was an accident. I'll get your little girl a... Wait, your child is a cat?
Yes, and that was my childhood doll, which I passed on to my baby.
Look, here's some money. Get your baby another doll.
She loves that one, and they don't make those anymore.
Your baby is a cat. She doesn't love that particular doll. She probably doesn't even love you. She'd eat your face in your sleep if you weren't the one to feed her. Now, please. Just then, someone tugged hard at my purse, and I saw a thief running away with it.
You've gotta be kidding me!
I took my heels off and sprinted after the thief. He jumped over a fence into a park, and I followed. I was gaining on him and sent a flying heel at his head. Just then, someone ran past me, pounced at the thief, and pinned him to the ground.
Gotcha!
Eric? The park security immediately arrived on the spot and took the thief away.
Aren't you glad I followed you and came to your rescue?
My rescue? I hit him with my shoe to slow him down and was about to catch him, but then you swooped in at the last minute, and now you want credit?
Whoa, easy. I was just flirting with you.
Oh, sorry. Wait, you said you followed me?
Yeah, I felt stupid that I left without asking for your number. I definitely want it now. You became even more interesting when you stubbed your toe, murdered a doll, yelled at the cat lady, and chased a robber.
Eric and I started seeing each other, and even though I knew it wasn't a real relationship, it still felt wonderful. We both hated rom-coms, but were always up for watching horror movies. We supported different baseball teams and had heated debates about who sucked more, and we both loved eating from street vendors and walking around the city at night. I enjoyed his company more than I cared to admit, and my heart skipped a beat every time he took my hand or gave me a goodnight peck on the cheek. And then one night, as we watched a fireworks show in the park, he pulled me close and kissed me, and I practically melted in his arms. Soon enough, he told me his parents were hosting a party at their house, and he wanted to introduce me to them. This was the first time I'd be in his mansion, and I needed to make sure I got invited often enough to find out where the vault was. Eric's dad was lovely, but his stepmom looked at me with a stare so icy, it could make hell freeze over. I escaped from the party for a while when the dancing started. Yeah, that's when Meredith dropped by as Catwoman with a cheeseburger, but soon enough, Eric came around to call me in for dinner, where the quadruplets also joined us.
So, Eric told us your parents sell toilets in India.
Yeah. It's a great business because everyone needs a toilet, right? And you know the population of India. Multiply that with toilets and you have a fortune.
What is the population of India?
Well, I don't have an exact figure. It's just a lot of people. Suddenly, I had a queasy feeling in my stomach.
Didn't you get made fun of as a kid? If you were in my school, you'd be called the toilet princess.
Grabber queen.
Duchess of Pooh!
Guys, cut it out. You're not in high school anymore.
Wait a second. Have we ever met before?
What? No, I really don't think so. Oh God, why was my stomach churning?
You know I'm really good with faces, and you remind me a lot of this girl we met in a neighborhood in Connecticut years ago. Guys, remember? She had a twin sister. Oh yeah, I remember those twins vaguely. The blonde one was prettier, right?
Dang it! Has to be someone else. I'm an only child, and I've always lived in Boston until I moved here.
Yeah, Eric told us you're a lawyer from Harvard. So who's the baddest person you put behind bars?
Not that kind of lawyer. I'm actually an environmental lawyer. I was really feeling sick now. Maybe it was that burger I ate?
Like you have trees as clients? What do they pay you with? Leaves? Hey, why are you turning green? You love trees so much that you're becoming one?
You guys stop. You're not even that funny.
No, look at her. She's green.
I think I'm gonna hurl. Eric called a doctor immediately, who said I had food poisoning. He gave me some medicines, and Eric insisted I stay over for the night in one of their guest rooms. I fell asleep immediately and woke up a few hours later feeling thirsty. As I made my way down to the kitchen, I realized I had the perfect opportunity to try finding the vault. Just then, I heard some low voices from some room, and I slowly crept up to find Eric's stepmom talking to one of the bodyguards in the library.
Were you able to figure out how to unlock the vault?
There's no way. I've tried everything for weeks. I only have to use a tiny explosive device to destroy the lock. The vault is all the way up in the attic. No one will hear a thing. But we have to steal a painting the day after tomorrow while your husband and Eric are away on business. Are you ready for this?
And then he pulled Eric's stepmom into his arms.
I can't wait to run away with you, James. I'm so tired of seeing you secretly, and I am completely ready.
As the two locked lips, I turned around and tiptoed away as fast as I could. Okay, so the vault was in the attic, the lock could only be destroyed with an explosive device, and I couldn't let Eric's cheating stepmom and traitorous bodyguard run away with it. The next morning, when Eric came to check on me, I decided to tell him the truth for once. Eric, I have something really difficult to tell you. I got up last night to get some water, and I heard your stepmom and this bodyguard James talking.
They were talking late at night?
Yeah. Do you have some vault in this house with some painting inside?
How do you know that?
That's what they were talking about, breaking in and stealing the painting. They're planning to do it the day after tomorrow, and your stepmom said something about running away with James. I saw them kiss. I'm so sorry. I wish I hadn't.
No, I'm glad you did. This is gonna be a huge blow for Dad. But it would have been much worse if we'd found out everything afterwards. Thank you for telling me. And please, keep all this to yourself. I know I can trust you.
Eric kissed me gently before walking away, and 2 days later, when the bodyguard and Eric's stepmom were about to escape with the painting, police officers immediately arrested them.
This is fantastic. They might link the museum robbery to the bodyguard and stepmom too, and assume the painting is now safe. So it'll be easier for you to steal. Good job, mon chéri. I knew you was a smart twin.
After Pierre left, I sank into my armchair, but then I noticed Meredith staring at me. What?
You should be happy, but you don't look happy. What's up?
Nothing. I just can't wait for this job to be over.
You can steal the painting soon, right? You know exactly what to do, and Eric trusts you. By the way, have you two kissed?
I've been dating him for 2 months. Of course we've kissed.
We text every day and you never mentioned it.
I didn't know I had to.
So, how is it?
It's fine. It's whatever. It's like kissing anyone.
My memory's a bit fuzzy, but you know I've kissed him.
You never let me forget.
And I definitely wouldn't call it a whatever kind of kiss.
Yeah, okay. It's nice. It's good.
Nice? Good? Oh, wow. Don't make me jealous with all the passion.
Okay, you want to know what kissing Eric is like? It's like flying through space, like a meteor that explodes into 1,000 stars, and then jumping into really cold water that makes you feel alive all over, and then feeling warm and tingly down to your toes, like having hot chocolate next to a fireplace on a snowy winter night.
So, I'm guessing it's better than kissing the pillow you used to practice on?
I did not! Shut up!
You're in love with him, aren't you?
I was about to snap at her again, but then I just sighed. Yes, I am. The night of the heist arrived, and I felt sick to my stomach, but I just wanted to get it over with. Eric's dad was away, and Eric was holding an important shareholders' dinner, with which most of the household staff was busy. I'd volunteered to host the dinner with them, and got ready to leave before their meeting started.
Thanks for your help tonight. You're the best.
Oh, it was nothing. Don't thank me.
So, I'll see you tomorrow at our coffee shop?
It's a date. As Eric walked away, my heart felt like it was breaking into a million pieces. This was the last time I'd ever see him again. I gulped down my tears, and instead of leaving, I sneaked up unnoticed to the attic. Inside, I found a heavy metal door to a vault. I took out the tiny explosive device Pierre had given me, placed it on the lock, and activated it. In a few seconds, there was a tiny pop and a sizzling sound. Then, I heard the lock click open. I walked into a tiny, dark vault and found the painting under a glass case. Praying to every god that no alarms would go off, I lifted the case carefully, put the painting in my bag, and started sprinting down the the stairs, but just as I'd reached the second floor landing, one of the Ninja Turtles blocked my way.
What are you doing?
Hey, bro! You know when I stayed over a few weeks ago? I dropped a necklace and I was looking for that guest room and I got lost. But it's fine. I'll just get new earrings. See you later. He suddenly grabbed my bag and pulled out the painting.
Do you think I'm a moron?
A moron? You? No way! Sorry, which one are you?
Michelangelo.
Okay, no one has time for that. Now listen, Mike. You're definitely the smartest of your brothers, and just a tiny bit better looking than all of them too.
We're identical.
That's what they want you to believe, but I know you're better. I think you and I can strike a deal, okay? I'll sell this painting, and you and I can go halvesies on it. Just give me an account number and I'll wire the money to you.
No, you're not leaving with it.
Okay, look dude, I'm doing this for your mom. I have to sell this painting so I can pay for her bail and get her a really good lawyer. Don't you want that?
No, my mom's in jail because she did something wrong, and she abandoned us all. She shouldn't have stolen Eric's painting.
What do you care about Eric? Don't you hate Eric? He's so good looking and smart and perfect and gets all the ladies. It makes you guys look even worse than you really are. You should want to hurt him. So let me take the painting. That'll really hurt him.
Eric's the best brother in the world, and I love him.
Okay. I have an offer you can't refuse. How about I become your girlfriend? I bet you've never had one.
I'm gay.
Jesus! All right, I surrender. Just one last thing. Without warning, I punched his face so hard that he went reeling back with shock and dropped the painting. Then I kicked him into a room and locked the door shut. I'm sorry, Mikey. You're a really good guy. I sprinted down another flight of stairs and jumped out of the first-story window. I ran across the garden to the fountain, climbed the tree next to it, jumped onto the wall, and then landed softly outside on all fours. Just as I got up, I found myself facing Eric. Hi, my name is Chinami, and I moved to America all the way from Japan when I was 12 years old. The first thing I noticed about being here was just how big everything was. The houses, the food portions, the cars, everything was huge in America, and I loved it. I ate as much food as I could at every restaurant I went to with my mom and always asked for seconds, which left her totally embarrassed, but I didn't care. I didn't even want to move here, and I had to break up with my boyfriend before we left because I wouldn't see him again for so long. We both cried a lot. So that's why I figured I would have as much fun as I could in America since I didn't really have a choice about moving. As you may have guessed, some of the kids at school were horrible because I looked different and couldn't speak English very well at first. But I didn't let their awful hazing make me feel bad. I was confident and knew who I was, so I always walked with my head held up and didn't let anything anyone said or did make a difference in how I felt about myself. The bullies were not used to this approach at all. It just left them confused and scratching their heads. I guess they never met anyone quite like me before. Good. So eventually, they just left me alone. One day, my mom asked why I had no friends at school, and I told her they were all jerks. I don't believe that. I'm sure a lot of them are exactly what you say, but there must be some nice ones too. I love how independent you are, but everyone needs a friend. The truth is, my mom knew something I was trying to hide, which was, as comfortable as I was with myself, I was terrified of making friends or dating anyone new. In Japan, we had moved at least 6 times because of my mom's job. Each time we went to a new town or city, I had to say goodbye to one of my best friends or boyfriends. My heart broke every time it happened, and I always asked my mom if we could just stay in one place for at least a couple of years so I could have some real friends, but she said she couldn't guarantee that. So I decided to only rely on myself, but the truth was, I was getting pretty bored and lonely hanging out with only myself and my cat all the time. But still, I couldn't do it. I was too scared. I ate lunch alone, walked home alone, and spent every weekend playing video games or dressing my cat up in fun costumes. Until one day when I was in 8th grade, a boy called Max came to my lunch table and sat across from me. He started talking as if we knew each other our whole lives, and I didn't even have time to be scared like I had been with everyone else because, well, he just didn't give me a choice. I told Mom I wouldn't talk to Max anymore in case we had to move, but she told me this time we would be living here for a long time, so I may as well try to find a real friend. From then on, Max and I were best friends. He helped me to learn English, and I taught him some Japanese.
But he was terrible at it. I know what you're thinking. We're gonna fall in love because we're such good friends, but nope, we just stayed friends. Even as we grew up and went to high school, neither of us had feelings for each other. Thank God too, because he was my biggest helper when it came to boys, which is ironic since he was constantly getting broken up with. I tried to warn him about the girls he was dating. They were all shallow and absent-minded, but he didn't care. As long as he had a pretty girl beside him, he felt like he was on top of the world. But of course, they would always break his heart and leave him for someone else, which only made him more sad and want to date prettier girls to prove that he wasn't, as he put it, a total loser. And the cycle would begin all over again. You really deserve better, Max. Not according to the girls I date. They always leave me for someone stronger or smarter, because they don't care about anything other than how popular they are. You're kind and fun and really thoughtful. Why don't you date someone like that? Look who's talking. You don't date anyone. What do you mean? I go on dates all the time. Yeah, one date. And then, no matter how cool they are, you stop talking to them. So many really cool guys want to at least try to be your boyfriend, and you never give them a chance. Like who? There was George with the gelled hair and nifty vest, Tom who asked you to the dance, and Pete who, well, doesn't have a lot going for him, but he's really nice. What's so wrong with being single anyway? What's wrong with dating around? You only do it because you're insecure. And you're only single because you're scared. It's a miracle we even became friends. All you ever want to do is be alone with your stupid cat. If you're not careful, you're gonna miss out on a lot of great things in life. And what if you meet the one and don't give him a chance? Well, if it's up to you to meet the girl of your dreams, you'll probably pass her up for someone with an expensive car and a pretty face who doesn't even know where Japan is. You know it's happened before. All of a sudden, he stopped talking and just stared off. I thought maybe I really insulted him or something, but then he smiled and said, "You're right. What if we switched lifestyles for a month just to see what happens?" Switch lifestyles? Yeah, you go out with one of those nice guys who likes you for at least 3 dates, and I'll ask out someone who knows where Japan is, and maybe who won't dump me for the football captain for once. Date someone for 3 dates? That's practically a relationship. I can't do that. All of a sudden, I couldn't breathe, my palms got sweaty, and I got nauseous. Well, what do you say? But before he had a chance to ask again, I ran out of the cafeteria and hid in the bathroom. I avoided him all day after that and ran home so fast he could never catch up. I guess I was even more afraid than I realized. Mom saw how frazzled I was when I got home and asked, "Honey, what's wrong?" Max wants me to date someone nice and be happy. What a jerk. I know. I was kidding. Oh, well, I don't need a boyfriend anyway. Well, there we agree. You're not even allowed to have one. What? Since when? When you were little, it was okay, but now you have to focus on your schoolwork, so no boys. You're the reason I can't get close to anyone, and now you won't even let me if I want? You have too much to do to prepare for college. Sorry, honey. I ran to Max's house right away and told him I was in. What changed? You freaked out earlier. My mom said I couldn't. Ah, yeah, that makes sense. So, you aren't too scared anymore? You mean, what if I fall in love only to have to move again and maybe it just doesn't work out and I'm left broken and hollow and sad and crying like every other time I ever got close to anyone? Yeah. Well, that's easy. I just won't fall in love. And you? You're gonna be able to date a normal girl who doesn't look like a supermodel? Hey, I'm not shallow like that. I just date them because it makes me feel good about myself. But I know, you don't have to tell me. That's not a good reason to be with someone. Then why do you do it? Because if I date a girl I actually like and she breaks up with me, it won't be because she wants to be more popular. It'll be because I really wasn't good enough for her. I don't know if I can take that. Well, I won't do it if you won't. You have to. You can't be scared your whole life. And you can't be insecure your whole life and just date girls who don't even care about you. Fine, but we both have to do it. Okay. We shook hands and made it official. As scared as I was, at least I knew I wasn't alone. Now, all I had to do was find someone I liked, but didn't like enough to actually fall in love with. I stalked the halls trying to find the perfect guy who wouldn't be boring or too full of himself, but also wasn't very cute or smart or caring. This was a lot harder than I expected. I liked Peter, who played basketball and was very confident, but that made him way too attractive, so I kept looking. Eventually, I found Sean, my neighbor who was quiet, respectful, but he didn't play any sports or do any plays. He had only one friend, and I think he got mostly C's in class. He was perfect. not too confident, not too smart. He was just average. Hi, Sean. Do you want to take me on a date? Cool. Come to my house tonight at 7 and pick me up. At home that night, I got dressed and ready and just paced the house waiting for him. But by 7:30, he still hadn't shown up. Hey, you were supposed to pick me up. No, I wasn't. I never agreed to date you. Wait, what? He didn't want to date me? My whole life, I never met a boy who didn't want to date me. Except for the bullies, of course. Are you a bully? No, I just don't want to date anyone. I'm happy as I am. Really? Me too. So why do you want to date me? I'm just trying to get over my fears. Oh, so you're just using me. OMG, I was using him. How could I do that? I'm so sorry. You're right. I'll go away forever now. I left thinking about what a jerk I was for doing that. I have to go to the store if you want to come. We walked and talked and it didn't feel like a date at all. Only 2 new friends hanging out. I couldn't believe how smart he was and how comfortable he was talking to me, who he barely knew. We ended up getting dinner and ice cream and he even paid. I guess it became more like a date than we realized. That night, I realized I had been so judgmental, thinking he wasn't confident just because he didn't play sports or act all cool. He was just being himself. And even though he was very smart, he only got C's because he wasn't that interested in school. Then I realized I really liked him. And oh no, maybe I was falling in love. Max, we have to call it off. I went on 1 date with Sean and I'm already falling for him. Okay, good, because I asked out Ariana, but then I realized I loved how she's so kind and nice and smart and caring, and I just can't handle being rejected by someone like that, so I stood her up. You did what? That's so mean. She's the nicest girl in school. I know. I feel terrible, but I just can't. I'm too scared of what it could do to me if she doesn't like me or we break up. I guess I know how you feel. I feel the same way. I really like him, and now I'm too scared to even talk to him. He could totally break my heart with only a few words. Okay, so we agree. We will end this here. Agreed. We shook hands again. After school, I tried to avoid Sean while Max avoided Ariana. We snuck out with our heads down in the halls as classes were dismissed, trying to blend in. And as we turned the corner, there they were, both Sean and Ariana. He was smiling at me, but Ariana was glaring at Max. She marched up to him, almost knocking Sean out of the way, and planted herself right in front of Max. Just because I'm nice doesn't mean you can do that to me. I was ready and waiting and deserve respect. What do you have to say, huh? Oh, so when you ask me out, you're all smooth, but when you get confronted, you're all like, I don't know. Don't talk to me again. Wait, I'm sorry. I was just scared because you're so nice and so great and everyone loves you. And if we went out and you didn't like me, I would feel so worthless. But you're right. It was so wrong and I'm a coward for not talking to you about it and trying to avoid you. I'm so sorry, Ariana. Say more about how great I am. Everyone knows you're the nicest girl in school, and it's true. You're always doing things for other people. But you also don't take any disrespect from anyone, and I love that. The truth is, since we were little, I liked you, but I just didn't have the courage to tell you because if you didn't like me, I couldn't handle it. So I date girls who are shallow and not nice at all because they're so different from you, and when they break up with me, it doesn't hurt as much because they're not you. Wow, I had no idea he felt that way about her, or about anyone. Ariana kissed him right there in front of everyone and left together. Then Sean came up to me. My turn to be honest. Hi, I'm sorry, but I was going to avoid you too. I know now I was just scared. Of me? Of myself, and how I don't think I'm strong enough to handle it if I fall in love with you and it doesn't work out. How do you think people become strong? They take risks, and when they get hurt, they learn and grow. I can't promise we'll be happy forever, but I can tell you I like you and I had fun, and I think that's enough to try. He took my hand and we left together. I don't know what's gonna happen. Maybe Sean and I will be together forever, or maybe I'll have to move again and lose the only guy I ever really loved. And maybe Ariana will end things with Max and break his heart. But what I do know is that just because some things end doesn't mean they weren't important and that it didn't mean anything. I can't control what happens, only how I feel and what I choose to do with it.
And I will never again let fear stop me from doing what I want or being with someone I love, because whatever happens, this is my life, and I will choose to live it. Hi guys, my name is Maya and I'm from Jordan. I have 2 sisters who are a couple of years older than me. They both have blonde hair, blue eyes, and fair skin, while my eyes are black like my curly hair. My sisters thought they were prettier than me, and they made sure I never forgot that. Once when I was in kindergarten, I came home to show everyone the family tree I'd made. My oldest sister, Layla, the meanest girl on earth, snatched the card from me and said,
"Aw, you drew this? I can't deny it's beautiful, but I think you missed something."
And with that, she colored my face with a black crayon.
"See? Now it looks better."
She threw the card at me and left laughing with my other sister, Selma. I cried, but Mom hugged me tight. "Oh, Maya, ignore your sisters. They're jealous of your beauty." Mom always cheered me up, but I realized she was lying when I was 8 and some guests came to visit. One of the women said to my mom, "Your daughters are pretty, but this youngest one is quite unlucky. I doubt she'll ever get married. Oh well, she can take care of you and your husband in your old age." I think Maya is special in her own way. And then Selma spoke up.
"Mom, she is ugly. Just face it. Stop being stupid and shut up already. Don't talk to Mom like that, you witch."
I pounced on her and bit her arm so hard it swelled up. She had to put on a bandage for a week. As if my sisters weren't awful enough, Dad was a jerk too. He didn't love Mom at all. He was only with her because she was rich. He thought I was ugly too and always blamed Mom for giving me her genes. Since I was Mom's favorite, she did her best to make up for the rest of my terrible family. When I was only in the 7th grade, I had a big closet full of the fanciest clothes and makeup brands. I liked that, but what I really wanted the most was to join an international school in the capital city. Mom said we'd move, but my sisters threw a huge tantrum when they found out.
Why would we leave our amazing lives and friends and go live somewhere else? It's not our fault that Mia is ugly and no one likes her here. Mom, Mia is worthless. She would be more useful if we used her as our broom. Her ugly curly hair is perfect for that.
The 2 witches started laughing like maniacs. Just then, Dad walked in and shouted,
"Listen, woman, if you decide to move out, you can consider yourself divorced."
"Mom, that's amazing." Mom smiled at me and decided to leave. And Dad did divorce Mom. My sisters had no choice but to come with us. And now, they hated me even more. My birthday usually fell on the first day of school and Mom would always throw a huge party. But this time, I told her that I didn't want to celebrate my birthday anymore. Why would someone celebrate losing a year of their life? To celebrate getting older? That's just weird. Baby, why are you saying this? I see celebrating a birthday as being grateful for living another year. Listen, why don't we just celebrate it at school? I'll give all the kids fancy presents and they'll like you from the first day. No, Mom, I don't want to buy anyone's love. I just want people to love me for who I am. Well, the new school wasn't a lot better than home. On my first day, I met a girl named Noor. She was a redhead and her beauty was unique. When I entered the classroom, she stared at me from head to toe, then said, "Ooh, attention everyone. We have a new baby here, but we all know our classroom only has pretty girls with fair faces and light hair. What are we going to do with this ugly duckling?" The room fell silent and everyone was staring at me. Suddenly, I just snapped and started screaming, "Shut up! Shut up! You and everyone here, just shut up! I hate you! I hate you! I hate you! You shallow people!" Everyone looked shocked and they started whispering. Just then, my sister showed up from behind me.
"Oh, excuse her. She's our sister, but she has some issues.
We are so sorry for her bad manners." With that, they pushed me aside and introduced themselves to Noor and started taking selfies with her. Ugh, these horrible creatures. It was obvious that this Noor ruled the school, and I knew after my outburst, she wouldn't leave me alone. But to my surprise, she did leave me alone. I was the invisible girl. No one dared to talk to me or sit next to me because they knew Noor would be mad. Things went on like that for weeks.
Until one day, a couple of boys sat next to me at lunch. Hey, listen, I'm speaking on behalf of all the boys in the school. We all think you're very pretty. What? Are you making fun of me? Why would we? Those big black eyes, this long curly hair, and that tanned, flawless skin? God, I really wish Noor wasn't around. You're so pretty, Maya. Oh, so you're man enough to confess your feelings, but only when Noor isn't around. You're like scared mice in front of her. Just go away and leave me alone. Told you. She's not only pretty, she's brave too, and always speaks her mind. Man, I think I'm falling in love. Just then, Noor passed by and the boys ran off like little baby rabbits. Later that day, when I walked past the bathroom, I heard some girls scream whispering and cursing. I opened the door and found Noor and Layla pushing another small girl who was screaming in fright. I immediately pushed Noor aside. What are you doing? Stop this. Oh, look who's here. And what are you gonna do about it? Touch her again and I will hurt you. Oh, really, Robin Hood? Watch this. And then she pushed the small girl again. I was about to attack her when Layla jumped in and the two pinned me against the wall. Just leave before you regret coming to this school. They let me go and I ran away, straight to the principal's office. If they thought I'd let them get away with being bullies, they were so wrong. And I was so happy when Noor and Layla got suspended for 2 weeks. Layla and I didn't talk at home, and I didn't tell Mom about anything. One day during lunch, the cute boy from the other day came to me and announced in front of everyone, I think you're right. I can't be scared forever. I like you, Maya. Can we be friends? Just then, Noor came running to us screaming, heck no! Suddenly, she attacked me, and then she ripped my t-shirt so that everyone could see the burn scars on my stomach. I got these scars when I was 3, and I'd never told a soul about them. Everyone, just look at her. She's a freak. Why would you want to be with someone like her when you could have a perfect girl like me? The boys were staring at my stomach, speechless, and so was everyone else. I was shocked. Of course, only my sisters could have told Noor about my scars. Angry tears started rolling down my cheeks. Oh, look at this crybaby. Not only do you have an ugly face, it's just that everything is so ugly about you. Just stay home and say goodbye to high school. And you, say goodbye to your shiny, smooth, red hair. And with that, I jumped on her and started tearing her hair out. She started screaming and crying until some of the students and teachers pulled me away. The principal demanded that I come to her office, but I pushed her away and ran out of the school. Mom was furious when she heard the whole thing. She said she wanted to come to the school. I said no and tried to convince her to stay home. But the next day, Mom turned up at school. The moment she saw Noor, she started walking towards her angrily to shout at her. But just then, Layla pushed Mom away and she fell on the ground. Don't you dare touch my friend. Instead of coming to school to embarrass yourself, stay home and discipline your little Maya. She's a monster, not a sister. I couldn't take it anymore. I jumped on Layla to attack her. Suddenly, Selma came running too, and I knew I was about to get my butt kicked. But to my shock, she slapped Layla and pushed her away from me. Then she helped Mom get up, and I couldn't believe my eyes. Did Selma just defend me and Mom? That's enough, Layla. I would never choose a stranger over my family, especially a jerk like Noor. She promised to keep Maya's scars a secret, and look what she did yesterday. And that's why I'm ending my stupid friendship with her and you, Layla. Layla looked furious. She took Noor's hand and they both stormed off. Later that evening, I barged into Layla and Selma's room to get something off my chest. I just came here to say, you two have mocked me and bullied me all my life, but to tell my biggest secret to someone like Noor and let her humiliate me in front of everyone, that's really low, even for you. And I'm done with you guys for good. But Maya, I'm on your side. I'm not dumb, Selma. I only know you defended me and Mom because you probably got into some dumb fight with Layla and wanted to tease her. Just then, Selma started to cry and got down on her knees. I swear I've changed. Maya, I've been a mean, jealous jerk. I've always envied you for your beauty and even more for your amazing personality. You're confident, brave, smart, funny, and kind. You're amazing, my little sister. You're amazing. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. Selma was jealous of my beauty? I helped her get up and hugged her tight. And for the first time, she said, "I love you, Maya. I truly do. I'm sorry about all the pain I caused you. Please forgive me." "It's all right now. I forgive you. And I love you too." Ew, I think I'm gonna barf. I still think you're ugly, Maya, and I don't regret telling Noor anything. I'd choose my gorgeous BFF over you two losers any day. I can't even share a room with you anymore, Selma. You disgust me. And with that, she picked up her things and moved to the attic. Some weeks later, Layla had to make a presentation on Earth Day in front of the whole school, including some important guests like the Minister of Education. When it was her turn, she went onto the stage confidently and turned on the slideshow. But to my horror, I saw pictures of me on the screen with terrible things written about how dark and ugly I was.
"Layla, what is this nonsense?"
She looked as shocked as I felt. "I swear, sir, I have no idea. This is not the slideshow I made." Suddenly, I spotted Noor in a corner laughing her head off. Of course it was her. "Sir, I'm her sister, and I know she didn't do that. She wouldn't. It's that girl, Noor." "Shut up, Maya. Who asked you to defend me?" "No, babe. She's right. I just hate her. And you're just so dumb and made it so easy for me to ruin your sister. I'm the queen of this school, and no one can replace me. And imagine if it was a dark, ugly girl like her."
"That's enough. I will not tolerate this awful behavior anymore. Noor, Layla, you're both expelled."
Just then, the minister rose from his seat.
"Not only expelled, I'll make sure that you only get enrolled in a strict Catholic school so you can learn some manners and discipline. You're such a disgrace to this school, bullying people for how they look. Everyone is beautiful in their own way."
The whole auditorium started to applaud as the two stormed off. By the time we got home, Mom told us that Layla had packed her bags and moved back with Dad. I think Layla and Noor got what they deserved. I won't let anyone manipulate me like they did anymore. I'm beautiful and strong just as I am. Hey friends, I'm Greta from New York. Please like and subscribe. If you do, you'll get your dream gift on your coming birthday. I was born in a small town to a single mom who always celebrated my interests and made sure I felt valued. Since I was a little girl, I've always loved singing and performing. And Mom always supported me. When I was 8, I participated in my school's talent show with a singing act. I was so excited, but when I got on stage, the nerves hit me and I started shaking like a tree in the wind. And when I looked out into the audience and saw my mom smiling up at me, I knew I could face my fears and give a great performance. Don't worry, honey. You've got this. Phew. Okay. La 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 la. Yeah, I used to get some stage fright when I was younger. I loved singing more than anything in the world, but sometimes my nerves got the best of me. All of that went away after my friends told me how good I was. You're like so talented. Really? Totally. I wish I could sing like you. With my mom and friends supporting me, I felt unstoppable. So when all that was taken away, it was, well, difficult. When I was 13, I got the opportunity to audition for a prestigious performing arts high school called Cole House. I came in prepared with my very favorite song, La 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 La.
Incredible! Superbly performed!
It had been my dream ever since I was 8 to attend, so I was thrilled when they offered me a spot the following fall semester. Cole House was all the way in New York City. I'd only ever been there once to see the Phantom of the Opera on Broadway, so the idea of going there to live was intimidating. It was a boarding school, so I would be away from home for the first time in my life. My home friends wouldn't be joining me. They were all staying back to start regular high school in our hometown, but they were so excited for me. Go get 'em, Greta. We can't wait for you to take NYC by storm. It would also be the first time my mom and I lived apart. Though I hated the idea of being away from her, I knew I needed to follow my dreams. And of course, my mom was super supportive. I'm so proud of you, honey. She dropped me off at the train station and waved goodbye. See you in a few months, my Broadway star. As soon as I stepped foot in Manhattan, all sorts of doubts started creeping in.
What if I don't make any friends? I'm not a good enough singer for performing arts high school. Maybe I should just go back home. My fears just got bigger and louder when I stepped foot in my new school. It was gorgeous, with high vaulted ceilings and brightly painted classrooms. Just as I was looking up at the beautiful stained glass windows, I was suddenly shoved to the ground by a pretty girl. Oh, sorry, didn't see you there. How rude. Could she tell I was out of place here? I didn't have too much time to think about it because my first class started in 2 minutes. I ran down the hallway just in time for the bell to ring and sat down in the last open chair right across from the girl who shoved me. Just my luck.
I see you've met Lena. She's a pill.
A boy sitting right next to me with curly hair and a cute smile put out his hand.
Hi, I'm Daryl.
I'm Greta. Nice to meet you.
You must be new here.
Was it so obvious? It was like I had a sign on my forehead screaming, "New girl." Daryl must have noticed my concern.
I just haven't seen you around here. I would have noticed a pretty girl like you.
I hoped he couldn't tell I was blushing. Yeah, I just moved here from Skaneateles.
Never heard of it.
It's a tiny town. I really love it there, but I couldn't miss the opportunity to go to school here.
Cole House is pretty incredible, and this is my favorite class. Mrs. Larimer is the bomb.
Just then, a tall woman with a long braid and huge green glasses entered the room.
Hello, class. I see some familiar faces. I see some shiny new faces. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Mrs. Larimer, and this is Singing for the Stage.
I looked around the classroom and saw a lot of smiling, eager faces. It seemed like a lot of people really liked Mrs. Larimer.
I hear we have a new student in school this year. Class, let's give a big Cole House welcome to Greta.
Hi, Greta.
Nice to meet you. Just then, Lena chimed in. Can't wait to hear you sing. I felt like she was taunting me, like she felt she was better than me. What was this girl's problem? Before I could think about it too much, Mrs. Larimer was addressing the class.
Who's ready to present their audition cut?
All of a sudden, every student reached into their backpack and pulled out binders full of sheet music. I looked down into my backpack. There was nothing but a pencil box, a notebook, and a bagged lunch in there. Did you not bring your music book? I couldn't believe Lena was calling me out in front of all these people. I just wanted to blend into the brightly colored wallpaper.
Don't worry, it's your first day. No one expects you to be ready to perform.
Greta, it's your first day, so we'll give you some time to settle and you can perform for us next week.
Thanks, Mrs. Larimer. I shot a look at Lena so she would get the picture to just leave me alone. She caught my eye and smiled. What? Why would she tease me and then smile? What kind of mind games was she playing? Still holding my gaze, Lena's hand shot up in the air. I'm ready, Mrs. Larimer.
Great. Lena, you have the floor.
Lena gave the pianist her sheet music and started singing. I wanted to hate it, but she had an unmistakably gorgeous voice. When she finished singing, the class applauded.
Great job, Lena. I can tell you've been keeping up with your vocal exercises this summer.
Mrs. Larimer gave Lena some constructive criticism, but I was distracted. I felt like screaming, yeah, she has a beautiful voice, but that doesn't give her an excuse to be rude. But I just kept it bottled up inside, sitting politely.
Who would like to go next?
I wondered how anyone could feel confident following such a great performance. I would certainly be intimidated singing after Lena. I was wary of her, but there was no denying that she was a beautiful singer. Before I had too long to think about it, Daryl was standing up from his chair.
I'll go, Mrs. Larimer.
Daryl handed his sheet music to the pianist and sang a little bit to relay the tempo of his song. Even just hearing that much, I could tell Daryl was good. Really good. The pianist nodded and Daryl took his place in the center of the classroom. He looked at me and winked. I swear I turned bright red. Did everyone see that? Lena looked back at me scowling. Daryl began his song. It was incredible. He sang with such confidence. The vibrations of his voice pulsated, making it feel like the room itself was breathing. I looked around and I could tell everyone else was enjoying themselves as well. Everyone, that is, except Lena.
Well done, Daryl. That song really suits you.
Thanks, Mrs. Larimer.
Mrs. Larimer gave Daryl some adjustments and had him sing parts of the song over again. If this is what my new school was going to be like, just listening to cute boys sing, I had nothing to be worried about. I was starting to like it here. That evening, I was settling into my new bedroom in the dorms. As I was rounding the corner with some of my favorite snacks from the corner store, I heard a familiar voice. Hi, Greta. I couldn't believe it. Lena was my next-door neighbor. I was gonna have to share a wall with her for the entire school year. I could feel my blood boiling under my skin. Hi, Lena. Is this your first time in NYC? She was smirking. What, did she think she was better than me just because she lived here longer than I did? I had to take a deep breath to control myself. No, actually, I came here to see Phantom of the Opera years ago. Oh, I love Phantom. I've seen it like 7 times. Okay, now she was bragging. Whatever, there was no reason to get worked up. I was just gonna remove myself from the situation. That's really cool for you, Lena. And then I shut my bedroom door and ate a whole bag of my favorite snack, Crispy Crisps. The following week, when I got into the singing for the stage class, I made sure to bring my very own music book with me. I was ready to finally perform for my new classmates.
Greta, over here.
I looked over to see Daryl beckoning me towards him. He had saved the seat next to him with his backpack. Wow, cute, talented, and thoughtful. This guy seemed too good to be true. Lena looked at Daryl from across the room and rolled her eyes. I plopped down in the seat Daryl saved for me and looked back at Lena. What was her problem with me?
Don't let Lena give you a hard time. This is kinda awkward, but she and I actually used to date.
I was shocked, but I tried not to let Daryl notice. How could such a lovely guy date such a cruel girl? As if he could read my mind, Daryl responded.
Yeah, I know. She was actually really nice when we started dating, and she has such a gorgeous voice. We loved singing duets together, but things didn't work out, and now it seems like she's taking it out on you. I'm sorry.
It's not your fault. I appreciate you telling me. I had so many more questions for Daryl, but before I got a chance to ask any of them, Mrs. Larimer came into the room.
Okay, class, let's get ready to sing. Greta, have you had time to prepare your audition cut?
I was ready. I had been practicing all weekend, but now I felt so nervous. I clutched my music binder to my chest, willing myself to disappear behind it. Break a leg, Greta. My vision blurred until all I could see was Lena's stupid, smug face smirking up at me. All of a sudden, I felt like I was 8 years old again. My voice caught in my throat, and I couldn't stop my hands from shaking. I wished my mom was here to give me a reassuring smile. I longed for words of support from my home friends. I searched for Daryl among the sea of unfamiliar classmates, hoping he would provide me with some fortitude. He had been so sweet to me this past week. He was the only person who seemed interested in being my friend. But when I scanned the room, I was shocked to see Daryl whispering into another girl's ear. Oh, Daryl, you're so funny. She was giggling and looking up at me. Was I being paranoid, or were they making fun of me? Tears started building a fortress in my eyes, and my throat clamped down in a desperate attempt to keep them from tumbling down my cheeks. With all the straining to keep myself from crying, there was no way I would be able to sing a single note. I ran out of the classroom before my body betrayed me and I let anyone see me cry. I ran down the hallway and slipped into the bathroom stall. I was finally alone. Leaning against the cold door, I let the sobs escape. Greta, is that you? Lena's unmistakable lilt seeped under the stall door. What the heck was she doing here? Did she just want to rub it in? How I came all the way to NYC and couldn't even sing in a singing class? I felt like my brain was a volcano and lava was about to seep out of my ears. Lena, leave me alone. Haven't you already done enough? What are you talking about? I know, I'm a failure. You don't need to tell me. You're not a failure. You know, my first time in singing for the stage, I got so nervous I sang my whole song off key. What? Was Lena trying to console me? Why are you telling me this? Because I like you, and I don't want you to feel embarrassed. You like me? Then why have you been tormenting me all week? Tormenting you? What are you talking about? You tripped me on my first day. I didn't mean to trip you. I'm nearsighted and my glasses haven't come in yet. I didn't see you until I ran into you. I'm so embarrassed. Oh, well, what about when you talked down to me in the dorms? I just wanted to get to know you. You seemed so cool, and I was new last semester, so I know how scary it can be to make new friends. I didn't mean to make you feel belittled. I'm sorry. But Daryl said you didn't like me because you and him used to date. Ah, that's so like Daryl. He pursued me last semester when I was the new student. I was so excited to make a new friend, and then it got romantic. But as soon as another new girl started here, he broke up with me. It's like he only has eyes for new girls. I just try to ignore him, but it's difficult because he has so many friends. And I just know he's telling them his own story about why we broke up. I was remembering my first week with a whole new perspective. Suddenly, every mean thing Lena did to me was a misunderstanding or a kind gesture. I felt so foolish to have believed Daryl. I emerged from behind the bathroom stall and looked at Lena with new eyes. She looked so apologetic. I embraced her in a big hug, and before I knew it, we were both laughing at how silly the past week had been.
Do you think you're ready to get back to class?
Yeah, actually. When we got back to Mrs. Larimer's classroom, I could tell Daryl had been talking about me. Suddenly, his smile wasn't sweet, but a cruel smirk.
Hi, Greta. I'm glad to see you back in class. Are you ready for your song?
Seeing Daryl, I felt that familiar feeling of dread wash over me, but Lena leapt forward and gave me a bear hug. And finally, I felt at home at my new school.
Hi everyone, I'm Alina, the enchanting enigma. Want to see a magic trick? Choose a card. Ready? Hocus pocus. Is this your card? Are you sure? Well, I should keep working on that one. Let's begin. But before I continue, make sure to like and subscribe. I grew up in one of the most beautiful places on earth, Norway. I loved everything about my home. The natural beauty, the epic history, even the grumpy shopkeeper at the corner store. But the best part was the northern lights. Every year, starting around September, shimmery curtains of light appeared in the sky like a giant kaleidoscope. With my family, we went to see them every night, making bonfires, toasting marshmallows, and telling Viking stories. Those are my most cherished memories. I say memories because those times ended abruptly.
Your father and I are getting a divorce. I'm in love with my business partner Hans, and we're moving to Argentina.
That wasn't even the worst part.
Astrid, you're coming with me. You're too young to be without your mother.
But Mom, I want to stay with Alina.
It's not up for discussion. Pack your things right now.
Growing up, my little sister Astrid idolized me. She was 2 years younger and thought everything I did was amazing, especially my magic tricks. For my next trick, I'll make a piece of gold appear out of thin air. Wow. Okay, technically it was a chocolate candy with gold foil, but Astrid still loved it. She was my biggest fan, even when I didn't believe in myself. So I was devastated about her leaving, but Mom's mind was made up. And just like that, she left me with my dad and my big brother Frederick. Of course I love them, but let's just say they are...
Vikings?
Not the word I have in mind. Immature? They spent all their time playing Vikings like children.
Check out the spoils of our last hunting trip, sis.
Frederick, shut up. You bought that from a grocery store. You're not a real Viking.
Tell that to the village we just razed to the ground. Good one, son.
Still, I always had fun with them. They even went to some Viking battle reenactments. It was better than staying home alone. We still went camping under the northern lights from time to time, but it wasn't the same without Astrid. I wish Astrid was here too.
Me too.
Fast forward 9 years later. I was a senior in high school, and after a lot of training, I finally started getting magic shows. At first, I'd put on shows in backyards for my classmates' birthday parties. For my first trick, I'm going to pull a rabbit out of my... Uh-oh. Bunny, where are you? Oops. Yeah, sometimes things go wrong, but eventually I got really good. And every time I looked out at the audience, a part of me was hoping to see Astrid sitting there clapping and laughing like she did when we were kids. She was still all the way across the world. She grew up to be a full hippie, completely in love with nature. For the first 2 years, we talked every single day, even despite the time difference. Did you watch the last MSA video? Of course, it was amazing. She is my new favorite main character, at least until tomorrow. But then we started talking only once a week, then once a month. Over time, Astrid grew colder and colder until one day she snapped. First, I was pulling this really long handkerchief from my mouth. Suddenly, a kid from the audience grabbed the end. Before we knew it, we were both rolling up in it, turning into a giant handkerchief burrito on stage. And oh God, can you stop talking about that? There are bigger problems in this world. Who cares about stupid magic anyway? Then she hung up. Rude. I tried calling back a million times, but Astrid ghosted me. Well, she was a teenager after all. They all have mood swings, right? But when a few months passed since Astrid had gone radio silent, I started getting worried. I called my mother and Hans, but neither was helpful.
She can't come to the phone right now. She's playing football.
Isn't it like midnight there?
Yeah, so late. Oh, good night.
Oh, that Elena. Right. Your sister's not home. Bye.
But with no other choice, I got a plane ticket to pay them a surprise visit. I only sent Astrid a DM so she knew I was coming, but again, there was no reply. Okay guys, see you when I get back. Try not to burn the house down.
I can't promise that. I'm still saying don't go.
It's okay. Have a safe flight, kiddo.
When I got to the airport, I didn't even have time to step into the security line before I had the shock of a lifetime. Hey sis, excuse me? Who are you? Astrid? You look so different. What are you doing here? I was just about to go see you. I know. I read your text when I took back my phone in the middle of my escape. Luckily, they didn't know how to work Instagram, so they hadn't read it. Escape? Who is they? What's going on? I need you to hide me. Nobody can know I'm here, not even Dad and Frederick. Before I could ask any of the million questions I had, Astrid took us outside and put us in a cab. What's with all the secrecy? Did you rob a bank or something? Of course not, sis. Why would you ever say such a thing? Astrid kept looking nervously at the taxi driver. A few minutes later, he dropped us and Astrid pulled me into an alleyway. Tell me what you know. About why you're here? Nothing. I called you nonstop for months. Tell me what's going on before I call Mom. No, don't call her. Mom changed a lot after we moved. She does whatever Hans says and he's a monster. Like a real one. Months ago, he took my phone and kept me locked in my room. Are you for real? I can't tell you more than this for now. The first thing I did after escaping was get a ticket here. I need you. You're my last hope, sis. Astrid's story was disturbing. I had to help her. She was my baby sister. So we went to the mall to give her a makeover. New clothes, new hair color, different lenses. But I didn't know if her disguise would fool anyone. You really think Dad's not gonna recognize his own daughter? I don't think so. He hasn't seen me in person since I was 7. Plus, Dad and Frederick aren't exactly geniuses. No offense. I was a little offended, but she wasn't wrong. As we got home, I almost fainted from the smell. There was trash everywhere, food smeared on the walls.
Alina, you're back! Dad, Alina's back! Thank Thor!
What the heck happened here? I've only been gone a few hours.
I told you we'd be lost without you. Who's your friend?
Dad looked at Astrid in confusion.
You remind me of someone.
Probably some international superstar or model. I get that a lot. Frederick, Dad, this is Ruby. Love your place.
Thanks, Ruby. You're a gem. Good one, Dad.
I rolled my eyes and pulled Astrid upstairs. Then my phone rang. It's Mom. Please, sis, you can't tell her I'm here. I picked up the phone, and when Mom asked me if I'd heard from Astrid, I denied it.
Your sister is in serious trouble. Please tell me if you hear from her.
Before I could say anything, she snatched the phone from my hand. Dear customer, your coverage is currently out of range. Please try again later. I felt weird, but I shrugged it off, and later I talked to my dad about Ruby staying with us for a little while. Dad was so happy I hadn't gone to Argentina that he agreed right away. Thanks, Alina, you're a lifesaver. Hey, I can book some magic show for tomorrow. You know, I'm a really big hit here, so you can come. Actually, I wanted to check out this new environmental facility nearby. Oh, okay, I guess we can do that. When we got there, it was just like a normal, boring factory site. But then Astrid broke a window, opened its latch, and started crawling in. What are you doing? Breaking in? Hush! Either come with me or shut up and stay here quietly. Feeling totally weirded out, I reluctantly followed her as she moved down the corridors. When she reached the office, she started going through the drawers and took several documents. Astrid, this is illegal! Don't worry, I know the owner. Then she grabbed some spray paint from her bag and started painting the walls. She wrote something in really big, sloppy letters. Dentures? It says destroyers. Oh, right. Oh, what? Just then, sirens wailed in the distance. Run! I thought you said you knew the owner. I do. He's my arch nemesis. What? I never said we were friends. We raced out of there as fast as we could and make it home without being caught. Why would you do something like that? Will you tell me what's going on? Can't. And don't be so uptight, sis. It was just a little fun. Thankfully, the next few days were less crazy. Astrid still avoided coming to my magic shows. She was really busy with her plan, but every time I asked about it, she would change the subject or run off who knows where. I decided to find out the truth, so I started going through her things. In her purse, there were some huge piles of cash. There must be a logical explanation. Maybe she subscribed to MSA and won their amazing weekly prize of $10,000, right? What? You haven't subscribed yet? What are you waiting for? Remember that this only works on YouTube, not on other low-end platforms such as TikTok. As soon as Astrid came back, I confronted her. Astrid, where did all this money come from? Oh, that. I saved up a bunch from working at a restaurant in Buenos Aires. Then she started a long and passionate speech about the environment. I was angry and confused, but also a little proud of her. She had so much passion and knowledge. She kept talking until we both fell asleep. In fact, I think she kept talking even in her sleep. The next morning, my dad was scrambling around the house searching for something.
My savings! I kept all my cash in random cereal boxes, but it's all gone now!
I told you to open a bank account. Then it hit me. Oh no. Astrid. I ran upstairs to confront her. You need to give that money back. What are you talking about? You stole Dad's money. What? No, I didn't. You're just mad because I didn't go to your stupid magic show. I'm sorry. I'm just too busy saving the world. She stormed out of the room. She was out of control. First, she'd almost gotten us arrested, and now she was stealing from our dad and even calling my magic stupid after everything I did for her. I'd had enough. Knowing she wasn't telling me the whole truth, I called Mom right away.
You did the right thing calling me, sweetie. Astrid needs help before she ends up in prison.
I went to school, but when I came back, all of Astrid's bags were gone. Then Frederick appeared dragging a wooden boat into the kitchen.
Check it out, sis. A real Viking boat.
That's a canoe, Frederick.
Frederick, how did you pay for that boat? I found a bunch of money in a box of Cocoa Puffs. So cool.
Oh no, so it wasn't Astrid who'd taken the money. What if she was telling the truth all along? My sister had come home for the first time in years, and I totally betrayed her. I needed to find her. I called her over and over, but again, no response. Then I decided to tell Dad the truth. When he found out that Ruby was Astrid, his face lit up again. A part of him already knew. Still, the rest of the news wasn't that good. Just as we were about to jump into our car to look for Astrid, an all-black car with a chauffeur pulled into our driveway. Out of it came Mom, Hans, and a huge bodyguard.
Where is she?
Mom? We need to find your sister right away.
She stole my money from me, and she vandalized my construction project. I knew you helped her, Alina. If you don't help me find her, you are gonna end up in jail, just like your idiot sister. Don't you dare talk to my child like that!
Dad tackled Hans, but then the huge bodyguard came for us. Frederick let out a Viking war cry and lunged at him. Soon our front yard became the scene of a fierce battle. But don't panic, we have a weapon up our sleeve, my magic. As Dad and Frederick were trying to beat the bodyguard, I decided to catch Hans. So I grabbed my magician coat and hat, and with a wave, cards flew straight at Hans's face like little arrows. Then I threw my rabbit at Hans, who is quite a fierce little biter. Then I pulled out my handkerchief, magically turned it into a rope, and then managed to tie up Hans with it. Just then, help arrived. But it wasn't the regular police, it was some kind of secret service. And they immediately arrested Hans and Mom. Turns out their new factory that Astrid had broken into was located in a zone and used certain chemicals that could lead to an environmental disaster. They had falsified the safety tests and all the permits. When Astrid found out, she tried to go public, and that's why they were keeping her locked in her room. After escaping, she came here to collect more evidence before presenting the story to the authorities, who quickly located the people responsible. Yep, my mom and Hans. However, Astrid was still nowhere to be found. She was gone. About a year later, I had my biggest magic show yet, and I nailed it. Towards the end of it, I dedicated the show to Astrid. My sister is my favorite person in the world, and I miss her. Wherever she is, I hope she knows how proud of her I am, because she grew up to be this amazing, brave person. And after the show, I went to my favorite viewing spot to see the Northern Lights, since it was the season for them. I kind of felt closer to Astrid in this spot too, because if you think about it, maybe the lights wouldn't be here if she hadn't fought for the environment. It was like I could hear her there. Alina! Alina! Like she was right there with me. Alina, are you deaf? Can't you hear me? Wait, Astrid? I looked around and she was really there. I leapt up and hugged her. Oh my God, you're here! I decided I should check out that magician that everybody keeps talking about. I thought magic was so stupid and not real. I used to think that till I heard that magic kicked Hans's butt. Since then, it's my second favorite thing, right after nature. We both laughed for a second, then we apologized to each other and hugged. Remember guys, siblings should stick together. That is the first rule of families. I called Dad and Frederick to join us. So after all these years, we were finally seeing the Northern Lights as a family again, and that was the most magical moment ever.